All right, we're on now. First thing I do want to address is Project Meowakin. What I would have been better off typing on that first line is just construction process is 3 days. Whether that's making a new drone with all fittings installed, or making a drone lacking fittings, or attaching fittings that you already have to drones. Anything that you would
Okay.
normally be able to do now, which would take a week, the initial build of this table makes it take 3 days, half time.
Okay.
Um,
That makes sense.
and doing it in these tiers like this half time is means that whatever I rolled for the amount of time it takes you is measured in days, whereas jumping straight up to the modular setup of it is measured
Mhm.
in weeks. So it takes 7 times as long.
Okay. So, but you're talking so that would be basically be able to swap off an existing.
Yeah. The modular
Okay.
kind of setup that you were hoping for. Um,
As an end game. Okay.
I decided, yeah, sure. And we'll make it a project
So that
that's kind of hard.
that'll be the long term, but the short term is the what you just said.
And it will. I looked at how much time it's gonna take you. It will save you some time. Um, and you can shave some time off of what was rolled by
Yes.
having Zoe come over and apply fix to the project.
Yes, I was going to be begging Zoe for help, but we can address that later.
Absolutely, we're gonna take this session day by day because there are things that happen, uh, are going to happen in the next few days.
So, my question there is, when is our meeting supposed to be?
Um, your meeting is actually for later in the day. You've got about let's say you've got about 11 hours until that meeting. So it's fairly early in the morning right now for where you've arrived, or for where House Luru is, I should say. Um, and you are, uh, since you were planning to go to House LaRue, you are in orbit above it. If you wanted to go to any other section of Lamiera or any other city on Lamiera, that would be normal point of interest travel within a region. 6 hours divided by your spike drive, so 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But since you're above Lamiera, you can just take the 15-minute cargo lighter down, or if you want to risk being identified in the Marauder, you can take the Marauder down.
Mm-hmm. I think not yet,
Yeah.
but we should probably pick who our senior command staff is.
Before you do that, I've got one more thing I want to make clear.
Uh-huh.
And this is the case of
Players.
the characters know this, but the players may not have remembered it. Um, at no point during your last visit here was the Leith identifiable at Lamiera.
Yep.
You
Yeah, I think
stopped at Light Rider platform briefly, but there still was no connection between Zoe, you guys, and the Leith. You were just another ship stopping at Light Rider
That we know of.
that you know
There's no
of.
no connection that we know of.
Right.
Zoe might have led him straight to us for all we know. She might be the mole for her father.
That is exactly what I'm trying to imply.
Okay.
excellent. We're immediately executing Zoe, right?
Well, you have to
Yeah.
decide if she's command staff or not first.
All right. So first is Zoe command staff. Xander.
So, Zoe is ownership.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
So you want to go meet your father?
not really, but if that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing.
Okay. We'll bring you with. It might give us some level of an advantage. Possibly. All right. So now are we throwing her out the airlock or not?
Can I throw myself out the airlock? Jesus Christ.
Okay.
It
That's
would save
one.
us a lot of trouble.
That's one vote for I.
That is true. You can always vote. We're very libertarian here. I mean, in all
Until I
honesty, no.
rewrite your genetic code to be completely obedient to me. Anyway, let's see. No, no, we're not throwing Zoe out there. The
Sounds
airlock.
like the nays have it.
Yeah.
All the very
Sorry,
vocal
Zoe. Better luck next time.
But we have 2 whole votes for I.
Yeah, we do.
And yet,
Well, maybe next time we cycle back around to whether we kill Zoe or not, you'll be able to run a better campaign for it. Right. So who else are we bringing with? If Zoe's coming with, we might as well. Charlie, I'd prefer to bring you than not. You've already been seen with her on the planet, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay. So I think that simplifies things. Let's bring Charlie. Now the question is whether we want to bring Nemesis, though.
that is the question, isn't it? I suppose that's up to you.
It is up to me. And while I do like the idea of endangering you needlessly on this sort of mission, I'd prefer someone who's actually in the senior command staff, per se, be around to possibly spring us out of prison should we be imprisoned.
And hackers are pretty decent at that.
They
Yeah, I
are.
mean, well, I mean, presumably.
Presumably.
As pop culture would have you believe.
Yes. Now, that's assuming, of course, that Nemesis doesn't decide to leave with the ship.
It is. Yeah, that's a consideration there.
I'll make sure Android's around to address that if that's the case.
I'm sorry. Real quick, which one of these pogs is our Mr. The Rock?
I don't believe I've actually made a pog for him.
Okay. That would explain
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure if he did, it would just look like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Well, I have a picture for him. Here you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
Well, I'm not doing it for a picture. I'm doing it for a name.
Oh,
It was Henry.
Harry.
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 H.
It's hilarious because he doesn't have any hair.
Yeah.
That's how I remember it.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Right. We'll need to drop Harry off down the plan when we go down. We'll take him down and drop him off the planet, and he can deal with things from there. So Nemesis, if you do not object, I'd prefer it if you remained up on the ship for the time being.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
don't
gonna work
sound.
on my drones, nursing
D-
nursing my cyberware hangover.
Yeah, playing Deltarune, we know how it goes. Don't sound so disappointed not to be at risk of getting shot by an insane dictator. Well, a sane dictator. A
Yeah,
dick.
he's always been.
He's a dick.
There you go. That solves the problem neatly.
He's always been deadly sane.
Yeah. All right, but that does leave the question of who else to bring. If I'm going, Zoe's going, Charlie's going.
Now, you don't have to have exactly 5. I should have been clearer. It's up to 5.
Right, it's up to 5. Ooh, I know who we can bring. We don't. Let's bring Lisa.
You want to bring a reporter to a secret meeting?
Exactly.
He didn't say no reporters. He just said no recording.
Right. Look, she's on our payroll, and she's probably better at taking notes than any of us. There might be something there. And she might have other questions to ask that we might miss.
Don't forget, you also had something else you wanted her to do.
Oh shoot, what did I want her to do right now?
You wanted her on the mysterious woman.
That one.
In fact, your
Yeah.
your specific note says put Lisa on that woman who teleported them.
Okay. Right. Well, is she willing to take a few hours out of her busy workday to go meet with
Attend the meeting.
to
Yeah.
attend the meeting?
She would be happy to attend the meeting. It will simply delay her any results that she gets from her research.
Well, it's worth it.
That's the trade-off you have to make. Do you want
That's
her
okay.
there?
We can still
I thi-
complain about lack of their results taking too long. We can still
It-
do that.
Yeah,
Not fair, but we could do it.
I think it's worth the trade-off to have her there.
Okay.
Worst comes to worst, you can just hand off your work day to Nemesis and force them to look things up on the internet for a bit. Goodness knows it'd be more useful than whatever else they're doing. Which leaves person number 5. We can't bring androids with, which would have been my first option, just because that way we'd have violence option. Obviously, we can't bring Nova with because she stands out a bit. Huh. I'm double checking to see who we actually have with us.
We can always take one of the Russians.
Yeah.
You can also take Nick. He is the character is still available. He just will be as effective as an NPC.
Let's leave Nick behind. So if in the event that we are captured, one of the other PCs is out to rescue us.
Sounds reasonable.
Which means let's.
Are we gonna do the thing where it's like, look, if I'm trapped and there's no chance of rescue, you still come back and get me? God damn it!
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you understand.
Cool.
Let's bring along. Who looks promising? Let's bring along Rasputin. Alexei. Sure, Alexei can come.
Okay.
Does he even want to?
Probably not. Does he want to? I basically just picked someone out at random.
He doesn't really want to now.
Okay, great.
Let's just go with the 4 of us, and
yeah, that works. Let's just do the 4 of us,
and then we can just pretend that there's a 5th person there. Huh? Imaginary command staff. Really fuck with them.
All right, yeah, absolutely. You can certainly do that. None of us will acknowledge it, but you can pretend. Okay. I'm glad we've got that settled out. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm heading down to the planet. I have a few things to look into before the meeting.
All right, I'm gonna move you all over to the gridless grid.
Gridless grid.
And you may place yourselves where you are.
We're now on the obligatory sci-fi elevator ride.
Yep.
Slow elevator ride.
You are. It's 15 to 20 minutes down on the cargo lighter.
We make sure to set it up to have the standard elevator music.
All right. Are any of you taking weapons with you? Are any of you armored? And are you taking any cargo with you?
That's up to Zoe. Or wait, sorry. The second part's up to Zoe. What was the first part?
Are you wearing armor and are you taking weapons?
I mean, I'm wearing the standard under,
Yeah, that's
the.
anything that's under street armor. You can pretty much ignore whenever I ask about armor, unless I specifically say even street armor.
Yeah, we're all wearing war paint.
Hey, that gives you a +1 to your morale check.
Yeah, great. Do PCs even make morale checks?
We can start if you want.
Nah, let's not. But yeah, there are some stuff you could bring down if you really want to.
And actually, we had that question as well at the end of last session, just after you left, Xander. What was the item? The microchips?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those got sold on Shinobu, didn't they?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I was talking about it, but then we realized that maybe we did sell them.
I
I'd
think
have to
you-
go back and listen. I'd have to go back and listen to the episode. I don't remember.
I think we did sell them because I remember you talking about no, they don't fit because they're military, and I was like, yeah, they'll still take those because that's basically manufacturing aid.
Yeah.
So if we're
So
not
what-
certain, I'll go back and look or listen myself.
All right. So here's what we have left for saleable goods in that case. I'm going to go ahead and post this in discussion so you can decide.
Okie dokie. Meh.
Me.
Yeah,
We're not gonna bring anything, but I'm gonna see if I can sell the statue here.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, and I think I forgot to update the trade supplement with Lamiera.
You said it was +1 to everything, basically, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is
And-
the place where you can get everything.
Yep.
Hooray. Well, yeah, I'd be thrilled to get the statue off, make a cool few million, and then we'll all retire to some resort planet. By which I mean we'll go to Adrema. Anyway.
Sounds like a dream to me.
Yeah. So Zoe can go off her own way and to sell things. Lisa can get started on work for a few hours. We'll meet up a good hour before we have to go over there. Charlie, what
Yes.
are you are you playing anything particular?
Aside from some very light shopping, nothing specific.
Terrific. Well, I'll leave it up to you whether you want to go with me or Zoe then.
Charlie will be heading with Zoe.
Okay.
All right. Actually, take this out. There we go. Guys joining. And where were Zoe and Charlie going before the meeting?
How much time do we have?
At this point, you've got about 9-10 hours. You've got a
10
full
and a
day.
half, I believe.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, 10 hours, whatever.
Did I make any contacts last time I was here? It's got to be.
We were not here long.
No, but we still sold stuff, didn't we?
We were on the
Nope.
planet for like an hour.
Yeah. You came down in the
Yeah.
cargo lighter. Zoe marched up to the estate, and
Yes, because somebody was like, "We need the money."
And the android pulled a gun on him.
Yep.
He did
She's
threaten to
probably
Probably
arrest
raised me
you.
to.
Well, and I guess it was more than a
well,
threat. He told his men to arrest you.
I guess we'll yeah, we'll get to work trying to sell an antiquity
Okay.
of Kosani origin.
Good luck. Don't get arrested. That would be a headache.
We're going to.
I look at him, I look directly at Jai, and I say, "Who, me?" And I do that thing where I put my hands underneath my chin.
Yeah, Jai stopped looking, so
Lisa is doing her own thing. She's coming down in the cargo lighter with you. And we're gonna start off with Zoe and Charlie. Your Zoe knows this already. Charlie can probably find it out from one of the brochures. Your best option for selling something like this is well, let me take the bias out of that. One option you have for selling something like this is simply going to Grand Market, finding someone who will basically keep and showcase it through the um, Holovid, gosh, I've forgotten. Oh, virtual reality market. So there's not actually people coming around and sweating near it and putting their grimy hands on it and doing all that stuff that can eventually make it worse. It is just being displayed in a store that virtual visitors can visit from anywhere on the planet. Um, tell him, tell that proprietor what price you want as a minimum, and they'll keep it there with a nominal weekly fee. Um, and once that offer is received, or better, um, they will take care of the selling and usually take a cut of the sale. Um, that can all be set up with just a few hours of work, which is one of the reasons that the Grand Market is so amazing. Um, Alternately, if you want more control over the process and you want Zoe's bonus to apply, you can try and find a buyer yourself, um, knowing that finding a buyer for something this expensive is probably only going to happen on rich planets like Lamiera or Astos or Thurid. And will take you the full 3 days to even find that offer. So where do you want to start? Do you want to just jump straight into trying to find a buyer yourself, or do you want to go talk to um, potential proprietors that can house it and sell it for you?
I think that I would prefer to go through a seller, an auction house or whatever.
Okay. All right. So
It's
that's
so
the
it's so much money that I think I would prefer to just like lower the risk of carrying it around.
and that is also one of the benefits of going through the seller at the ground market. They already build into their basically storage fees until it's sold, the security that they've hired for their actual warehouse. Um, so if you want to go that route, you still do have to go to the grand market, unless you want to, well, unless you had connections or want to pull some of Zoe's name to make quick connections, and reach out to somebody directly. Um, you would go through the grand market otherwise.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to the grand market.
Okay. Um, for
Plus,
Charlie,
where else am I gonna pick up a fleet of grav tanks?
you might be able to find them in the grand market. Um, Charlie can buy anything he wants that's not TL5. If you want something that's TL5, ask me. I will have the book open to general equipment, and will probably say yes.
I doubt anything that Charlie's looking for is A, above TL3, B, costs more than a single credit.
Okay.
How much money does Charlie have again?
234,626 credits.
And how many cred sticks is that on?
Okay.
Oh,
Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
never mind. Please don't.
That's an intense line of questioning.
Oof. Who are you, the IRS? Get out of his face.
I'd like to point out that none of us have been paying taxes, so we might be in a little bit of trouble with that. They're going to. That's what they're going to get us for. It's for tax dodging.
Mhm.
That's the way the rest of the greats go.
There's now that I think of it, there's about a 60% chance that that's what this meeting is going to be.
Galactic Mandate IRS.
Because I can't tell how much of this is joking. I'm gonna be serious. I basically roll all the taxes into all the other things that you pay. Like you're paying maintenance, part of that is taxes. You pay $500 for fuel, part of that is taxes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's not something I want to be dealing with in my
That's a different type of game.
science fiction fantasy game. Yeah, exactly.
Look, the only thing in this universe that's certain, Dex, is death and taxes.
You know, if we
So-
want to play that game, we can break out my Towers of Dunshire board game right now.
Cones of Dunshire.
Cones, dang it!
Yeah.
All right,
Oh man.
I outed myself as not as much of a
Right.
nerd as I needed to be to make that joke.
I don't think you're gonna cut as the alchemist. I don't think you can take that role.
Yeah.
Clearly not, if I can't even figure out the difference between a Conan and a tower.
For shame.
There are okay. So the thing is, there are towers in Cones of Dunshire,
Yeah.
but as we all know, the real game is about
the cones. Mm.
I identify with that guy on so many levels, but not quite to that extreme.
Look, he was going through a mental breakdown. I don't blame him.
Every day of his life on the show?
Yeah,
Pretty
that
much.
was not really a mental breakdown part of his. That was a passion.
That he developed that passion when he was going through a mental breakdown,
Yeah,
though.
If I remember right, he
Okay,
was.
yeah, you're
That's
right.
when he was
Okay.
jobless and depressed and.
Oh right.
I thought that was
been
his.
so long.
That's when he was doing the motion capture. The Cones of Dunshire, he was just unemployed for 2 weeks before he started his next job. Like, I don't think he was depressed or anything.
I think
Hmm.
part of his character was whenever he was unemployed, he went through a mental breakdown, and that happened.
All right.
I think it's pretty clear it was a mental breakdown with how excited he was about this horrific game. That's a sign, right?
What about this game is horrific? It sounds awesome.
Yeah, if you're a fucking accountant.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a game advertised, marketed to accountants. That can't be a good game.
A game marketed towards accountants and alternate universe Google.
Okay, here's my analogy.
All your prejudices are showing right now,
No,
and it's being recorded. Just FYI.
Here's my
Well,
analogy.
they deserve it. They need to know my prejudices.
EVE
Fuck 'em.
Online is also marketed for accountants and spreadsheet people, and you see how horrible of a game that is.
What are you talking about? Eve's a great game to watch, not to play.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even watching those, like they have those really big battles. You know how they keep the servers from crashing?
Yeah, they slow everything down.
And they slow everything down.
Eve is a great game to read about.
It's a great game to read about. That's what I can agree on that.
All right. Let's go ahead and get back in here. I have all the content I need for today, so I don't need to stall with tangents.
Okay.
So Charlie,
I do want to ask though, how much is Delta Rain like Eve?
I would imagine it's very much like Eve. I would. It's probably. I picture it as a larger scope, like broader, like technology ranges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And,
But essentially the same style.
and I don't
All
know
right.
how good the space combat is in Eve. I imagine Delta Rain strives towards more fantastic realism.
Well, it lets you put yourself in the cockpit more, so
Yeah.
it rewards more player skill.
Yeah, it does strive towards more realism, but peels that back where the realism uh, gets in the way of the fun. You know, when it would take 10 hours to get over to that ship you want to fight, let's say they scale that back and it takes 10
Right.
minutes.
Well, and they put in a thing that lets you web your opponent so they can't run away from you. Because otherwise, I mean, 10-hour chases are a real thing.
Well, I imagine there's probably still some like the huge scale conflicts that still require it's like crazy organization to organize.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean,
All
there's
right.
certain things you can't just automate out of the game, or you can't just do away with, and that's the human element.
Yep. Charlie and Zoe at the Grand Market. Um, it's a nominal fee to get in when you don't already have a pass, but it is a small enough fee that I'm not even going to try and figure out how much it is to charge you. Um, it is primarily a fee so that people don't just come and go, and uh, kind of clutter up their how many people are in their setup. They moderate how many people are actively in Grand Market because you are still physically walking around in a fairly large space with other people also walking around with VR goggles on their heads. Um, you won't run into anybody as long as you're paying attention because everyone is visually depicted. Um, and it is a very large space, and they restrict how many people are in there. But the way the Grand Market works, because I just realized that I haven't described it in this campaign at all, is the short and easy description is it is ripped straight out of Valerian. I believe it was called the Great Market there. For those that are not familiar with that reference, the Grand Market is a virtual reality market wherein wearing your headset you can essentially ascend or descend to different levels of the market, and the the levels aren't arranged by city or um, any geographical measure. The levels are arranged by topic. Cybernetic stuff is on one level. Um, automotive mechanics are one level. Aircraft, spacecraft, they're all one level. And as you're walking along the streets, there will be, or the avenues that they've marked out, there will be stores on either side of you that you can peer into and see what wares they have through the open paned window in front of them, or sometimes it's an actual door. It depends on how the shopkeeper wants it to be visually represented. Um, and if something inside there catches your attention, you walk in and you are virtually present in that store. It's very high fidelity. It looks as if, once you've entered a store, it looks as if you're in the store. Um, while you're on the streets, it's more clear that you're in a virtual reality space. The market makes a very clear distinction so that you're getting the best view of things when you go into a store. The shopkeeper in participating stores, which is almost all stores on Lamiera that want to make profit, um, will also be equipped with virtual reality gear, or at least somebody in the store, wherever it is located on the planet, will be equipped with virtual reality gear, and they will attend to any questions you have. Sometimes they're pushy, sometimes they just sit back and let you do the browsing, just like as if you'd walked into their store in person. Description done. Oh, gotcha. Any questions? Did I put everyone to sleep?
Nope. Yeah, No.
Okay,
that's
cool.
fine.
So, Zoe, let's go ahead and get I guess just a trade roll. Int trade or charisma trade to
Okay.
find a proprietor or seller that Zoe likes and is satisfied with the security setup. Okay.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, that is a success, and it's not tiered, so getting better doesn't really do much for you.
Okay.
Zoe finds a proprietor that seems trustworthy enough. He tells her that his fee is 100 credits per week. That's storage fee, and you can set a time limit for how long you want him to field offers. You set a threshold under which he will not sell it if any offers come in under that. And when it does sell, he takes 10%, but your storage fee is included in that, so it's really becomes the higher of the two. If the storage fee ends up higher than 10%, he keeps the storage fee. If 10% is higher, then he deducts. You don't pay storage fee and commission. So
Okay.
this hook could go for anywhere from 1 to 7 million without Zoe's bonuses. It effectively has a factor of 580,000. Well, the combined statue and hook.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because
Yeah, good.
the hook is what gives the statue value, right?
Yeah, the statue by itself was only 17,000. The hook
I
by
mean,
itself,
which isn't bad, but it
no. Yeah, the hook by itself could probably get you a few million, but the combination of art plus pre-tech technology is what's going to drive the price of it up.
right. The hook's
Yeah.
what hooks them in.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I also want to note, I haven't really been doing too much of this in this game, but we haven't really run across a 5 million or more credit transaction before. So going through a seller has one other advantage, and that is that 1 million credits is a lot of money to an oligarch. 5 million is an oligarch's available liquid funds. Past that, they have more money than that. A lot of them have, some of them have a lot more money than that, but they don't have it in a quick, I'm going to give you a credit stick with 5 million credits on it. They have to liquidate assets, they have to move money around, and those processes could take some time.
Yeah.
So going
I
through
mean,
Nobody just has 5 million credits just sitting around.
yeah, let's talk about that, Dex. I'm pretty sure, given context of the real world, there are people who just have millions of dollars just burning a hole in their pocket.
Well, they do, but they're in things like stocks. They're in property. They're in various assets.
Look, you got to get your money working for you.
Exactly. That's how they have so much money.
Hmm.
And I'm
I
sure
thought they mostly just inherited it.
that's possibly true too. And I'm sure there is somebody out there that has just, in the conversion, it would be $50 million sitting in a bank account somewhere. But if there is, they're not making smart use of their money.
Zoe, go find an eccentric billionaire to just give you whatever.
I thought that was what we were doing today.
Oh, yeah. Guess
What
so.
we were doing last time as well.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out well yet, but one day.
Well,
One day it will.
I'll leave it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like Zoe has grown and learned valuable lessons in life since the last time. The most important of which is just give the man a freaking hug.
No. You have to earn it.
Okay, that's the one lesson she hasn't learned. Never mind. You guys want us to move on to the next planet here? This isn't going to go well.
Yeah. It's fine. We'll have Charlie hug him.
I'm sure that will satisfy his desire to hug his daughter.
Yeah. it'll be
I'm also
perfect.
sure that it won't happen.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he'll get confused and mistake the two. I mean, they look more or less the same.
I think there's a hair color difference.
I could do
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's easy enough to fix. And we do have those pre-tech fucking
Yep.
cosmetics that are explicitly designed to make people look like Zoe.
Zoe
On every
has
level
those.
except physical. I am Zoe LaRue.
Yeah.
Okay, so what price? Knowing the factor of 580,000, and knowing that he is going to basically field a 2d6 market roll every week,
Mhm.
what do you want to set the price of this at? What's your minimum threshold?
2d6 plus 1, isn't it?
For him selling it, no.
Okay.
Wait, are you saying that I found a shitty person to sell this for?
Uh,
I think he's
There's-
taking a commission.
Well, yeah, but the commission comes after the roll, so
It does, yeah. No, I'm saying that Zoe's the only person in the sector that gets to just add their trade to the market roll.
Oh, gotcha.
So
So
if you want that extra, that which I should point out is an extra 1.5 million of profit. If you want that, you'll need to do it yourself.
Yes, you would.
yeah, but okay. So here's my problem. Do we want to go through all that work for that extra 1 million? Because it's going to be work. How long
I
do you
think
want to
that-
hang around in La Miera?
Well, that's what. Well, yeah, it's your call.
I feel like
We
this
have to
will
wait
be an
we have
easier
to wait-
decision- Go
We
ahead,
have to wait for the ice ferret anyway.
And Nemesis is fine with hanging out in the region.
What were
And
you
if-
saying, Knox?
I feel like this would be an easier decision to make after we go meet up with
Her father.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
find
true.
out if he wants to kill us or arrest us or whatever.
That is
Yeah.
true. The proprietor is not demanding delivery of the statue right away. He's happy to accommodate and no delivery fees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He passes along his contact information so that if you decide that you want to leave the statue with him to sell, you can give him a call, bring the statue down to pretty much any point on the planet that you want, and he'll have somebody come over and pick it up. Or you can drop it straight to his storefront, well, to the city that he's in, and you would then just need to have a truck driven over. But
You mean now by drop it? Do you mean just like drop it from orbit?
well, with a cargo
Like-
lighter preferably.
Oh, so we can't just KKV this guy.
Not a drop pod.
Not a drop pod. Nor
Use the
can you
statue as a
simply
siege
strap a
weapon.
bunch of the grab chutes to it.
Oh, lame.
Sorry, what was that, Nox?
Use the statue as a siege weapon.
Now
Alright.
I have a question. If we use it as a siege weapon, since it's an artifact, do we get a bonus to the attack roll?
It would get vaporized by the ground defenses so quickly.
Lame.
So I guess the clear answer to that question is no.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else that that Charlie and Zoe are doing? Anything specific you want to do at the Grand Market, or do you just want to both just kind of roam around and enjoy the wonder of Grand Market?
I'm gonna find secure clothing that doesn't look like a ship suit, but also makes it very clear that I'm not dressing up for this.
Okay.
Look, clothing is a language that I don't really personally understand, but I think that Zoe probably would. So, she gets good clothes, but not like I'm dressing up for this clothes.
Okay. That
All
is
right.
easily
I
accomplished.
all right, I gotcha. So instead of wearing
Instead of wearing the pink ship suit that she's been wearing this entire fucking time,
right,
she's wearing, jeans and a leather jacket and, punk rock band. No, God, what the hell's the name of that place? Oh, band patches from that place where they have literal battle of the bands.
God.
The hell's the name of that place?
I don't know.
You mean AGO?
Agio. Yeah,
Oh, in the fiction, yes. Does she have a Invincible patch?
of course.
All right. All right. Anything for Charlie?
Charlie will look for a pineapple mango smoothie.
All
Otherwise,
right.
just waiting around.
You both find what you're looking for.
And also 200,000 knives.
He's not that kind of a thief.
That's not true. Charlie did have a knife before it was confiscated.
Well, yeah, but he's still not the I carry 10 knives on me kind of ninja thief.
Oh yeah, no, true enough.
He doesn't need to. He's psychic.
Yeah, psychic knives. Come on now.
Yeah,
We're in the
everything's a knife to
future.
him. Yeah.
All right, let's swing the camera on over to Jai. What is Jai doing?
I've already told you what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah, but I
going to go
forgot.
check out my old. I'm going to go look into my old clinic.
Okay. He has the address of his old clinic and is able to get there easily enough with free public transportation, and sees that his old clinic was nestled among other um, medical practices. Various authorized services are available. However, the space where he supposedly had his practice set up has been converted into a health food bakery called
Delicious.
Healthy Buns.
Outstanding.
The sign extending from the shop looks like a butt. Laying down, it looks like a butt in a very minimalist fashion. It's just two slightly curved, well, not slightly curved, but two curved lines.
The longer you go on describing this butt, the worse it is. Okay, great. Well, this is something. Jai is even more insulted now.
Stickers in the window advertise, or paint window paint advertises nutritionally dense pastries with as much flavor as nutrition.
Well, great. Great.
And there's
I guess
a
this is where
very
I guess
fit. Go ahead.
I guess this is where you go if you ever want to eat ass. Let's see. Let's see. What were you going to say?
There's a very fit-ish looking elderly man balding with the ring of hair around his head. Looks like a fit Italian plumber is what he looks like. Um, just looks like he's rolling dough, doing baking stuff inside the shop.
Mm-hmm. I go ahead and step in.
The door chimes as you enter, and he looks up, waves a flour-dusted hand. Come in, come in. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Is it morning?
Yeah, it is. It's
Okay.
morning enough. We'll say like if you've got 9.5, 10 hours left, it's still like 9 o'clock in the morning.
So, healthy buns, huh?
Yes, yes. You could tell by the bread on the sign outside, right? And he gives a meaningful wink.
Jai's expression does not change.
Kids these days, you're a tough crowd. What can I get for you today?
I was actually, you know what, I'm just going to grab one off the shelf loaf at random and put it on the thing in front of him. I was wondering if you knew anything about the previous owner and workers at this place.
Jai grabbed dark chocolate blue strawberry.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
I'm not going to eat that.
yeah, I just
but
wanted to let you know so that we could.
Great. Congratulations. I'll give it to probably whatever first crew member I see. Say it's a gift for hard work.
Sorry to hear that, Meowkin. The previous, well, I set up the shop, so nobody here before me.
I mean in the building, the clinic that
Oh,
was here.
oh, the clinic. Yes. I can't quite remember his name. Some foul experiments of some sort. You know, some of the other practices that have been here longer might remember.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 2 credits for that thing, please.
I pass him. I'll yeah. I'll put my chip or with
Cube.
cube. Do we use cubes for these transactions, or do we use the
Well,
chip?
actually, you can use either. The credit
Right.
stick or the cube. I forgot that if there's a merchant in front of you, they can deduct just 2 credits off of it. If you didn't have a merchant there and it was just 2 guys in the street trying to transact 2 credits for some reason, you would not be able to with sticks.
Right. You need your phone to Venmo them. Dark chocolate. Wait, dark blue strawberry?
Yes.
What? Now hold on. What the fuck is a blue strawberry?
Strawberry with additional antioxidants. Everybody knows antioxidants are blue.
Jai contemplates burning down the building.
he says that with a grin. He's not trying to actually convince Jai.
Jai takes a deep breath and lets the rage subside.
he holds a hand out in a calming motion. It's just marketing.
Yeah,
People
fair
around
enough.
here expect certain things to be a certain color. Chocolate has to be brown. The darker it is, the darker the chocolate.
I suppose that's true. Do you mind if I look around a little? The previous owner was a friend of mine. I doubt there's anything left by this point, but
Sure, no.
my-
The old clinic here got, from what I remember, very thoroughly cataloged and just cleared out.
Right. I expected as much. Thank you anyway.
You're free to look
I'll-
around. Just don't touch any of the dough. That's my dough.
I'll keep my hands off of it. If I see anything else, I'll see about getting some more bread for everyone else back on the ship.
Sure. I do wholesale volume if you'd like. And you want to supply your entire crew with dense nutrition that'll last you at least 3 times as long as whatever slop you're feeding them now.
I'm sure Ivan will be happy to hear about that.
And
Ivan was our cook, right? Yes. Yes.
yeah. He lets Jai look around. He keeps an eye on Jai, whether it's a friendly eye or an eye to make sure that he's not messing with any of the product, but not intrusively. He pretty much just keeps working and glancing.
All right. I doubt there'll be. Well, you never know if there might be anything. Would any hint of my memories that I went through extensively before be pointing me in any direction to some sort of secret panel or something? I doubt it, but you never know. I don't have Zoe's magic pigeon sense.
You may roll a wisdom no check.
Okay. Oh, here's my other question.
Mm-hmm.
Do my no foci apply?
As long as it's a no check, yeah.
You know, now I'll just roll wisdom. Let's see. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. That is a success. Between Jai searching his QED or exploring his QED memories, and his in-store observation and searching around, he's certain, or at least fairly certain, that there's nothing that's been left behind and no kinds of secret passages or hideaway nooks where he may have stored things.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to do that in a strip mall anyway. I didn't expect much, but all right. Can I get a bulk order of I just point randomly at something.
Yep. He is happy to prepare up a bulk order of that. Says it'll take a few days to cook it all. He doesn't just leave things laying around in the warehouse. It's all going to be fresh for you. And well,
let's see. That'd be what? What does that run me?
For some reason I hadn't actually expected anything to be bought here, so I didn't put any thought into that.
Well, that's your own fault, isn't it, Dex?
It is. It absolutely is. So we're just going to say that let's see. Food is normally 20 credits per person. I've been rolling that. I've actually just been ignoring that completely.
Oh, really? That's actually a lot more expensive than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, 20 credits per person per day on a ship. It is very expensive, and it's not just food. It's pretty much all the life support stuff.
Right.
So,
well, how about this? I'm buying 50 credits worth of.
Well, I was gonna put it
pastry.
at 100, and we'll say that 100 is enough to extend your stores for a month.
All right, sure. I
And
buy
that's for
100
your
credits
whole
worth
crew.
of pastry.
Okay.
Sure.
He says it has a shelf life of 3 months, and so you can essentially have Ivan either use it in some of his cooking or just use it to supplement the crew, and you can have tasty pastries for 4 months as long as that's not the only thing you're eating.
Perfect. That'll do. I'll add delicious pastries to the ship inventory.
Well, before you add delicious to them.
Nutritionally dense pastries to the ship inventory.
That's a much more accurate description. They are they're not bad. They're not like our modern day nutritionally dense biscuits and foods. But they are not as delicious as somebody who's just gone all out with all the worst sugars and fats and oils and all that. So there is some compromise in flavor to make them more healthy.
Fair enough. It'll do.
He is very thrilled for the order, and suggests that if Jai wants to learn more about the previous resident here, that the person next door has been here for quite a long time.
Absolutely. And what's their name exactly?
Yes.
Yes. You didn't expect this at all, did you?
I have a couple of names that were relevant. I didn't create. I should have, but I didn't create a list of random shopkeeper names.
Fair enough.
But since March has this situation where they can just choose their last name, all I have to do is look up a appropriate first name.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that this name generator is giving me old Roman names. I need like slightly more recent. Paulus.
Paulus.
Paulus
Okay.
Headstrong.
Great. Paulus Headstrong. All right. Well, thank you. I'm going to head out now and stop next door.
Yeah. Tells you that the batch will be ready in such and such time, in a couple days. And
All right.
he'll have it, if he'd like, he'll just deliver it to the starport for delivery to whatever ship name you want to give.
Now give him the leaf. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. That accomplished a lot.
Good.
I'm going to stop next door to speak with Paulus then.
All right. Moment, please. All right. You stop over and see Paulus. Paulus is an aging gentleman with a full head of hair, full head of gray flecked dark hair. Almost like his name declared what his hair would end up being. And he specializes in hormone treatments.
Interesting.
Looks up from his desk as Jai walks in. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have an appointment today?
And no, I don't. I had a few questions, though.
Absolutely.
How familiar are you with How familiar are you with the previous owner of the former clinic next door?
He leans a little bit forward on his desk, squints at Jai. Familiar enough to say that you look quite strikingly similar.
I get that a lot. Actually, no, I don't think I've gotten that at all, have I?
No.
I
Well,
would get that a lot if situations were different. Probably, presumably.
well, uh, uh, young man who ran that clinic lost a few patients.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Sold some medicinal aids that had not been tested or approved.
I see. And they ended up being
No, what was sold in this shop just next door? Hmm, safe enough. I hadn't heard anything about them. It was his later adventures that, well, suppose it was kind of harsh what happened to him, but perhaps justified by the lives that were lost.
do you know any of the details there?
No, I don't. I only know as much as I do because, well, I was here at the time that the police raided, sorry, that the Larrys raided the empty clinic. He'd already fled by that time. Um, didn't make it far, and because I keep up on medical news.
Let's see.
Some
You
Miss Snow, I think, that was tasked with cataloging his shop.
Snow, you say?
Yes. Can't remember her first name.
Was she with the local police force or?
No, she was with the medical profession. She was a medical science peer. And a GM
See.
interjection here. Uh, Jai would recognize what a peer is. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of taking an advanced page from what I think a lot of scientists would wish would happen more, in that there are actually people who it's their job and they take it very seriously to peer review and um, reproduce studies and also kind of keep medical journals as accurate as possible. Well, not just medical, but scientific also. Um, and those folks are called peers, as peer review. They generally don't have any kind of profession of their own. They don't set up shop. They're not doctors. They are just scientists that are doing these peer reviews, and they're also part of the body that uh, authorizes things to go out, to be sold and to be practiced.
I see. Okay, Snow then. Interesting. That's helpful. I doubt it, but you wouldn't happen to I doubt it, but you wouldn't happen to have anything from the former clinic there, would you? Anything that was left with you?
No.
Hmm.
You might check around some of the other clinics. Some of the folks here were less judgmental of that young man's actions.
Mm-hmm. Well, noted. Again, thank you. You've been very helpful.
Yes, and I'm hoping that that young man has taken a more cautious approach to practice, wherever he may be.
You'll have to ask him.
I don't think that'll be necessary.
Wow, you mean the guy's not an absolute moron?
Yeah, I don't think Jai expected not to be recognized anyway, so he just shrugs.
He doesn't look like he's aged much in, the couple years. Well, few years.
He doesn't look like he's 43 either.
No, he does not.
Yeah, Jai's going to, if you remember anything else, send a message for the leaf at the spaceport, and someone will pick it up.
Right.
And then I'm just going to step out.
All right. He goes back to his crossword puzzle or whatever he was doing on his slab.
Yeah, I'm going to make a note to look into Snow and see if I can track her down.
Okay.
But we can move on to other things for the time being if there's anything else to move to.
Before we do, just let me know, is Jai going to pop into any of the other nearby clinics, or is he pretty much done on this adventure?
Let's see. He'll pop into, if he was given any directions for the less judgmental sorts, he might pop in and look.
He wasn't given any directions. He wasn't pointed at any particular shops. He just said some of them around are less judgmental.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say he does pop in then.
Okay. Let me swing back to the ship and see what Nemesis is getting up to.
Oh lordy, I haven't had any time to think about it. What am I getting up to? I suppose I'm trying to, now that I've got all this free time, we're not traveling anywhere. I'm really looking at the drone broodmother project, and what would that entail? What would that entail? Well, we've got like a workshop that's got like a 3D printer, right?
Mhm.
But I'm guessing it in this case it's essentially like it probably can't do like the really fine motor stuff. Or I don't know. What would make that? I guess that's the question. What would make that slower than a specialized machine, right? Because that's my dilemma.
I think I was kind of picturing it as more like a 3D printer, but also with attached workbench that kind of automated a little bit of the assembly, using some of the manipulator arm tech
Okay.
that she already produced. It would be something that continues the work even while people are sleeping.
Gotcha. Okay, so probably what I'm looking at is programming the little manipulator arms to maneuver the pieces around. Like, well, why the heck is it turning that way? No, back.
And then Nemesis realizes that instead of jumping straight into the programming, she wants to plan out exactly how the table is going to function.
Yeah, there you go. The actually no, she's probably going straight to the programming and no,
Well, yeah, I meant that she would
She's
go
good.
into the.
She's a good admin too, though. So she would plan out her time, right?
Well, that's kind of how I was picturing it. That she's excited that she's got this idea of how to work it, and she goes straight into the programming, and then it turns left instead of right, and she steps back and says, "I need to plan this out better."
Okay, yeah, there you go.
That's kind of the process I was seeing here. I don't know if that's true to your vision of her.
Uh, yeah, no, that's fine. I like that. They'll a little bit not super impulsive, but even so, would favors the programming aspect over the administrative,
Mm-hmm.
but
Sure.
would not be long to go into administrative.
Yeah.
So I'm sketching out on the table, like where all the arms will be. Uh, hmm. No, I'm sketching. I'm sketching it out in VR. But I am just standing there in the workshop in my VR headset, waving my hands in the air,
All
with
right.
cryptic motions. Do with that what you see.
All right. Um,
I'm also texting Zoe.
what's that text to Zoe?
It's like a little snapshot. It's like, do you think this would work? And I probably haven't even brought the project up to Zoe yet. So
Getting a picture of like a mess of wires.
yeah, exactly.
Do you think this would work? Well, no, because the black one is in the yellow one slot, and really you should reverse the polarity on the blue one. Look, if there's one thing I know about sci-fi engineering, you gotta reverse the polarity.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
always.
true.
Yeah.
Oh right, the reverse polarity. How could I forget? It's always reverse polarity. When
Yeah.
do we even use normal polarity?
Well, normal polarity is good for when you just want like 50%, but if you got to take it up to 110%, you got to reverse that polarity,
All right.
and
And
then
who
feed
wants
it back
50%?
through the main line.
And no, oh, we're mainlining this stuff now.
Sometimes the polarity comes pre-reversed, and you have to reverse it back.
That's
Hilarious.
that's the worst. It's the hardest to figure out because you're like, I keep reversing it, but you just unreversed it and you need to re-reverse it.
Sounds like a song that would get played at a wedding. Reverse it.
All right.
Stomp two time.
This day is as far as player actions throughout the day is nearly to your meeting, so I'm gonna jump back to Jai real quick for his further investigation of the clinics around. Um, you with us, Lulu?
No,
Okay. Um,
that
so,
means yes.
well, yeah, I only asked because I saw that you were muted, which is a helpful indicator for me.
Fair enough.
Um, so how is is Jai putting any decision or thought into which other clinic he walks into? Is he just walking into one based on its looks or its proximity?
I'm not really sure what else you would have to go on.
Yeah,
Ultimately,
I mean, you can always try and judge the character of the proprietor by how they dress and market the shop, but that's probably about all he's got. Does he want something that looks like it's trying to sell, or does he want something that just sells on the merit of its time standing?
merit of its time standing.
Basically, a shop that's just there and has a single sign labeling what it is, but doesn't otherwise advertise "Get your great muscles here."
Probably one of those.
Okay.
It seems less frustrating.
Okay. Um, Jai walks into a bone structure realignment clinic with some uh not subtly low-key advertisement of genetic correction of spinal alignment and bone issues when relevant.
Hmm. Interesting.
The proprietor here is Marius Blue.
All right.
Sorry, DM is writing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if you wanted me to respond or something.
No, that was me pausing.
I was also probably distracting him with my in-game texting Zoe.
Oh. I hadn't read that yet. I'm gonna hold off. It's just kind of a another elderly-looking gentleman looks up and stands very straight, presents very correct posture, and walks over to meet Jai as he comes in.
Does he look like he's going to deck me?
He does not look like he's going to deck you.
Okay, that's a good sign.
Oh, good morning.
And then he decks you.
Yeah. There we go.
Just right in the face.
He does look like he is sizing Jai up as he gets closer. What brings you in here this morning?
I was hoping to discuss your former neighbor.
Former neighbor, huh?
I suspect you already know which one.
No apparent skeletal deformities. You look to be in good health, so you're not here for a medical visit.
Well, it depends on how loosely you're going to stretch that term.
What do you mean?
I was wondering what you knew of Jai Rao's former clinic.
Jai Rao's former clinic.
Correct.
That one over there, just across the way. Healthy Buns, right? Well, before it became Healthy Buns.
Yeah, Jai's expression is just he's trying not to acknowledge it. He just gives the lightest, most pained of nods.
Well, I didn't see much. Didn't interact with the gentleman too much. Are you Jai Rao?
Oh, this was not playing coy.
Interesting
Right
question.
through the Gordian knot. Just straight through it. I love this guy. He's my favorite.
Let's assume, for the purposes of argument, well, the question's more complicated than you might expect.
Spoken like a true doctor. I'll take that as a yes. With respect.
Jai shrugs.
No, I can't say I do know much about what happened over at that clinic. Only that He was there one day and carted off. Was he carted away by the police? I know. I recall that there was a sign posted, closed for ethics class.
Yes, I did hear something about that. Unfortunately, the details escaped me.
You don't remember then?
Uh, again, it's complicated.
Didn't you? Yes. You only lasted 3 weeks. His classes are usually months long. Had wondered
Only,
where you disappeared to.
only lasted.
Well, yes, if you don't finish the ethics course, you don't get your medical aptitude reinstated.
That does sound right.
Yeah.
Great.
I fucking love this guy. This is my favorite character. Look at this guy on the ship. Even he's like, you're not a real doctor.
Fucking hell.
Amazing.
I hate this planet so much.
And now you know
Oh,
why.
great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that matches my records, I suppose.
You should talk to Magda. She'll have a much better recollection than I will.
Magda?
Yes, Ms. Magda Snow.
That would be her then. Magda Snow. Where could I find her?
One more piece of advice here. You might be cautious walking around these old parts. Some of these older shops will not hesitate to sell you out. Call the cops immediately.
Oh, it's fine. I had porcelain trying to blow my head off a couple months ago. It can't possibly be worse than that.
Portia Lynn. Now there's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yep. Yeah, it turns out she's still around and kicking. Keep an eye out for that. Anyway, bye.
I will certainly keep my feet on the ground right here.
Good call.
Have a pleasant day, Mr. Rao.
Yeah, and Jai sort of waves behind him and leaves.
Mr. Rao.
Yeah, I'm not going to address that.
Excuse me, Mr. Rao is my father.
Oh,
I didn't go to 7 years of medical school to be called. Well,
Oh,
you didn't pass the
right.
test either.
Oh, right.
And they were fucking. Maybe what I should have fucking done at UIS is demand a new license or something.
It might have been able to accommodate that.
Yeah,
Actually,
probably.
yeah, they probably could have. I may not be recognized by the Galactic Mandate, but
Well, fuck them. I'm allowed to practice in space Japan. That's it.
The best part is it's not even us doing it now. It's the world.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Serious.
All right, so that all of that for all the characters here took a few hours. You still have some time in the day if you want to do anything else, but your meeting with Castian LaRue is fast approaching.
I'm gonna take this time to set up, contacts, like meet some people, do some stuff.
Okay.
For buying stuff here to sell elsewhere.
All right. So are you specifically looking for things, actual bulk or outships to sell?
No, I'm looking for people that I can set up relationships with, so that if in the future we want to sell stuff from here.
Okay.
But yeah, I
Thank you.
mean, I would do that by looking for bulk goods and stuff that need to be sold.
I think I understand what you're doing there. You're actually kind of playing right into the next iteration of trading that I wanted to do, which is adding some friction to things. And the way you get around that friction is by knowing people or knowing customs or doing specific things. So, thank you.
Sure.
You are prescient. I appreciate that. Go ahead and roll. This is gonna have to be charisma. Charisma connect, but you gain your trade bonus for it.
Cool.
Your extra trade die.
Good, because that means I don't have to change it from when I had it last time.
Eventually, all of your skill rolls are 3d6.
Yeah, pretty much. Oof. That's terrible.
Um,
7? Yeah, all right. Oof.
that
Can I re-roll that?
you can, but I actually want to also take this opportunity to say that I am going to start being more specific on the expert reroll. That if your roll is a success but not as successful as it could be, it's still a success, and the expert reroll only applies on a failed check.
Okay.
I
That's fine.
This one is a failure, so you can reroll it. But I think that adds a little bit more weight to the reroll, and also adds a little bit of Jesus. Adds a
Wow.
little bit of Jesus to.
Yahtzee?
Sometimes Jesus is what you need.
Apparently, yeah.
Well, I mean, I was hoping to roll 3 6s, so I don't think Jesus had anything to do with it.
He gave you two of them. But yeah, I think saying no, you can't reroll that because you succeeded, but not very well, is also adds to a little bit of tension and risk. But a 14 certainly passes the 8 that you needed.
Yeah.
Zoe spends a couple of hours. She hasn't actually started to secure any outships to buy at this time. Right now, she's just making some rounds, reintroducing herself, kind of cutting out the people who seem like they're primarily only talking to her because, well, she looks like the Princess of March.
Mhm.
And trying to kind of hone in on the good, reliable contacts that aren't there just because of her name or
Yep.
her looks. Huh? Was Charlie accompanying her during this?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh. Charlie, did you help me pick out some good clothes? Did you come clothes shopping with me?
Unless you were searching for leather and jeans, I was of no use to you.
I very specifically called out leather and jeans, so
Yeah. So, did Charlie and Zoe bond over leather and jeans?
Leather and jeans. Leather and jeans.
I guess there are worse things to bond over.
Well, leather is associated with bonding.
I was gonna say it would be worse to bond over just leather. Adding the jeans into that makes it safe.
yeah. Well, and there's also the vinyl. The latex?
There's
Latex, I
a,
think, is what you're
It'd be
looking for.
latex.
there's
I don't
a
actually know what it's made out of.
there's a show on Netflix called Bonding. If anyone's watched it.
That sounds familiar, but I think it's one of those shows that has a thumbnail so awful that I want to rip it off my screen.
That might be. That's kind of interesting show. I didn't finish the second season there.
I tend to avoid reality TV.
It's not reality, but
Isn't it? Okay.
no, it's I'm not sure how to describe the show honestly, but anyways,
The thumbnail made it look like it was reality to me. If it's the
nope.
one I'm thinking of. All right.
Yeah,
Well, I'll look at it later.
Yeah.
Just
paint nerd.
like link me a reminder later on.
I could care less. It's not a show that I'm especially passionate about.
Okay, it's just something that came up. It's not something that you're actively
Just
promoting.
something that, correct.
Okay, then I'm not going to look at it.
Cool.
And unless Jai has anything else he wants to do, let's
Nah, I'll track down. Is it Magda Snow later? Yeah,
Okay.
Magda Snow later.
Oh, Lisa, where did you have her? Oh, you have her come into the meeting. That's right.
Right, she was. I told her to go off and start looking around for the teleporting woman for a bit, and then meet up with us before the meeting. So
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a 15-minute break while I refresh myself on the upcoming meeting and determine how much Lisa has been able to get before the meeting.
sounds good.
Okay, so bringing us back into the frame.
That's a very important
again.
discussion.
Once
No.
again,
And now people are going to get lost.
trying to mine us for humor so he can pay off his debts.
You have figured me out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the perfect doubt. I love it. All right. Well, Lisa's ready for this meeting. She does have something to bring up to Jai as they're taking that ride down in the cargo lighter. And so let's put you all over in those neutral grounds, and we'll assume this is all occurring in the cargo lighter before then. Doink, doink, and doink. I said. All right. Lisa says that she has an in with the Office of Oversight and Public Safety, but will need a little bit more grease than usual. She can get ID and Ovid or Oops Track for 12,500 credits.
All right. All right, sure, done. I'll go ahead and make the transfer.
Okay. Alternately, of course, she can point you guys where the information is located and let you go to it, but OOPS, Office of Oversight and Public Safety, is part of the overall law enforcement of Lamiera.
Here, just take the money.
Yeah. She thinks that that's a good choice.
Sometimes the most effective way is to just drop funding on it. Really?
Especially when you have millions that I need to drain somehow.
All right. I already took the money out of my own account, so no need to take it out of ship funds or anything.
Okay. She finalizes the transactions on her end. And as you guys are just coming down to land in your cargo lighter again, she puts her data slab away and says, "It's done. I should have something after our meeting." Hopefully, we don't find out everything that I would have found out in the meeting, right? Ha ha ha.
Hmm.
She quiets after that. Receives no other reaction.
Yeah, we're not acknowledging her anymore.
She snaps a picture of Zoe.
Yeah, great.
Caught on candid camera.
She is still working on that project.
Mm-hmm.
Doo-doo,
All right.
doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
It is again easy enough to get free public transportation, even semi-private transportation to neutral grounds, um, unless you want to pay for your own self-driving cab. Um, you end up in a cab that picks up a couple of other people who are going in the same direction.
Hopefully it's not tourists and they're just talking about all their touristy stuff.
No, they keep it fairly quiet.
Thank God.
For
When you
Jai's sake.
when you reach neutral grounds, um, they whoever else is in this cab gives a polite wave and sees you off. And you are standing out front of what is clearly a coffee shop with, open windows and people sitting inside, having their espresso, latte, coffee, grande, mocha, chinos, as well as a number of booths that look like they have curtains to draw. And this is all from the outside. You can see this all from the outside. A door on the far side that is not look like it is for staff use. It looks like it goes further into the coffee house.
Hmm.
There is security outside this coffee house. And as you approach, one of them takes a half step forward and just asks, um, "Are you here by invitation?"
Yep. Jai
Sure.
nods.
Um, Very well. May I see the invitation?
I give him the invitation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See,
Yeah.
this is why I think that you don't listen to me.
Oh, I didn't hear you say anything.
I said I give him the. Oh my god. Yeah.
Did anybody else hear Xander say that?
Yes.
Oh, I apologize.
It's all right. It's
No,
all right.
I seriously did not hear anything. I apologize.
I can't breathe in through my nose, but know that I'm making the disappointed noise.
Oh dear.
If
I,
only you could hear me making that disappointed noise.
I accept it. I can hear you fine now.
Hmm.
I only heard disappointing no's, and it was so much funnier.
All right. Well, he takes the invitation, looks over it, and confers with the other guard real quick. They both nod, give the invitation back to you, and they visually inspect you for any kind of weapons, well, or armor. And then one by one, let you through.
All right.
The one that took the invitation directs you to the door at the back and says that you are expected in uh, room Mocha.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
As you enter, you are assailed by the smell of coffee and all the joy or headache that it brings. That scent lightens as you um, words as you snake through the tables, winding away to the back door over there. Is there anything that anybody's doing other than what I'm describing?
Nope.
Apparently yawning.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
Look,
all right.
Lava.
we haven't. We're just now entering the coffee place. We haven't had the coffee yet.
Yeah.
Do you just get tired whenever you enter a coffee place?
Yes.
Thinking about how you haven't had your coffee.
Well,
Yeah.
you know how like you ring a bell. It's the same thing as ringing the bell when you feed the dog. You know, you walk into the coffee place. You're tired.
Pavlov's dog.
Yep.
Pavlov's coffee.
So now, even if you're
Yeah.
not tired, you walk into a coffee place, you yawn because hey, you're so used to yawning because you're tired.
Hmm.
It's true.
Glad we sorted that out. All right.
The
Very
the back door opens as you approach it, and you see that you're now in a hallway with, well, you're in an extended section of the coffee house with a hallway crossing off to your left, and rooms that peel off from that hallway, as well as the hallway continuing out in front of you with rooms again, all labeled with various coffee or baking or other confectionery terms. Mocha is to your left and near the end of the hallway going down that way. Were you guys early, on time, or late?
Oh no, we were supposed to meet here yesterday.
very late, apparently.
No. I think we're a bit early.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, Charlie, you seem the most likely to recognize this. Anyone around here planning to kill us?
Everyone.
Hey, it's psychic, right?
I mean, he's a telekinetic, but yeah. So
I'm just being offensive.
I will say
Unfortunately,
Charlie does know how to do a tarot reading.
great. Give us that. Oh, look, we've got the tower, we've got the hanged man, and this isn't great. Oh, we've got the devil here. Wonderful.
Unfortunately, the person who'd be best at reading the room, kind of like that, kind of literally, is the player that's not here. Nick, your
Yep.
telepath.
Do we even know he's a telepath?
I don't think so, not yet.
Yeah.
So, wouldn't have mattered either way.
Yep.
But if you want, you can certainly go ahead and roll a wisdom notice check to scan the crowd and see if Charlie or anyone who wants to roll it can spot out anybody who's looking a little bit more suspicious.
Sorry?
Wisdom notice check to do a security sweep of the people that were in the front room of the coffee house.
Solid.
That's a good roll.
Hey,
Oh, damn, that is a good roll. Shoot.
What's up,
why
Zen?
do you sound so sad about that? Anyway, I brought my ghost scanner, just FYI.
Okay.
Am
Isn't
I getting any blips? Am I getting
Isn't
any
that-
blips?
that really huge and bulky?
No.
Does it work in QECM?
We're about to find out.
You are about to find out, yeah. It's working right now, but you're also not in QECM right now. And as for it being huge and bulky, it's part of a survey scanner, which I think is only one encumbrance.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not that bad. I thought it was
Okay.
2 for some reason.
It's like a handheld device still.
It's a tricorder.
Right. I for some reason I thought it was like a basically the size of one of those old World War II radio backpacks.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I would like to point out that it has been used on our ship while our ship is running, so
Yeah.
it definitely works in QECM.
I
The
thought that was something about like tailored, like it's like tailored QECM, like you can use your own devices
QECM doesn't tend to penetrate deep into ships.
for that.
But ships create it as part, like that's the whole point of them.
Externally, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just see. We'll see how it works. For it might be a slightly different system. We'll see how it works.
I feel like GM just doesn't want me to know that my dad's possessed by an alien ghost.
Fine.
That's not it. I actually have
Fine.
established in some of my notes
That in
here and
fact he
there
is.
that the QECM generated by ships doesn't tend to penetrate inside hull plating, because that could also cause problems with some electronics that you don't want problems caused.
The good news is that there's another way we can find out if your dad's a ghost.
Yes, blow off his head, and if he's still moving around.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand.
Man, that was predictable.
Yeah.
So, Zoe's detector is not picking up anything here. Charlie's read of the room before before you've crossed into this door leading to the private rooms, is that most of the people there are just regular customers. They are just there having a coffee. There are a couple people that are there having little business meetings, but it's just normal business as far as, any outward observation goes. So Charlie discerns no security threats out there.
Perfect.
Things seem clear.
All right. Let's go head over to Mocha.
All right. You open the door to Mocha. Um, well, the door to Mocha is unlocked as you approach it. And a little sign flashes on digital sign flashes on it with a picture of the four of you as you were outside neutral grounds, and saying you four may enter.
We enter, or I enter at least.
All
I
right.
don't know what these people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Cassian is. You see Cassian sitting there with three other people, two of which look like they're probably just bodyguard types, and one woman that looks more like a militarized secretary.
She wouldn't happen to be an android, would she?
None of them look like androids.
Okay. I was going to say that would break the rules.
That would
Be
break
a
the rules.
huge dick move. But yeah, what do you mean by militarized secretary?
She's dressed and presenting as basically just a personal aide of sorts, but has a more militaristic bearing.
She's wearing a pencil skirt, but it's got a rip up
Yeah.
one side, and you can see the holster. She looks like she's there to take notes, but can also beat your ass.
Yeah, I think that's probably about right.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah, hang on a second. what's funny is that the GM actually did write that he came with androids, and then didn't go back and correct that when the GM said no androids. So some on-the-fly corrections are being made right now.
I
Hold
choose.
please. Hold
I
please
choose.
while the GM reworks.
I choose to assume they banned androids solely because he's still traumatized after the last incident.
No, I think I decided that the no androids was a ground rules or
Fair
neutral
enough.
grounds rule. The things that the additional rules that he asked for were the trust inspection, essentially the no GID.
Mm-hmm.
And why he did that, of course, you're certainly free to ask. I'm just gonna rewrite the guard's blah. All
I'm
right.
sorry, GID you said?
Genetic ID, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry.
That's okay.
Uh,
All right. With that correction made, Cassian looks up from his side of the table, go over at you, and his face brightens a little bit as he sees Zoe enter.
mm-hmm.
And he goes in for a hug.
He doesn't. He is sitting, and while these seats do not pin him in, it's not like a booth seating arrangement. Um, he is still surrounded, and it would be at least a little bit of a logistical slight mess to get around for a hug. So he is sitting still with his with one hand clasped over a fist in
Is
front
there
of him.
like a table between us?
There is a table between you.
Thank God. I sit such that I can keep an eye on the door.
Okay.
Right. I'm just going to plop myself down across from LaRue.
There's your table.
Hooray.
There are no seats on the ends, though.
I drag a seat from this side. I
They're
sit at the
nailed
end.
down.
Oh my God.
Where's the door?
You do see her try for a little bit, though.
The door is right there.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, then I sit right there.
Okay.
Yeah, never sit with your back to a door.
are there any windows here?
There are no windows. Let's see if I did this correctly. Why doesn't Cassian... Oops.
Charlie will remain standing.
Just lean against the wall.
Oh, because I didn't set that up.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. And where does Jai sit? He is currently on the side that has Cassian on it.
Mm-hmm.
Lulu?
What's that?
Where does Jai sit?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yes, you are, but where do you sit?
Where is Cassian? Here we go. There is technically space for 4 people. I know that Charlie doesn't want to sit down, but just making that... well, that's a big Cassian.
Ah, so much forehead.
Where do you think Zoe gets it from?
But that's like
10
what's
head.
that guy? What's that guy from Mega Man? The blue guy
Oh, I don't know.
from that parody animated movie.
I,
I think it was
I
Mega Man.
don't remember it. I'm sorry.
Mega Mind.
Oh,
That's the blue guy.
yes. Was that a parody of Mega Man?
No. It's a parody of
Oh.
superhero movies.
Oh, okay.
I think. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, that I would definitely not question. All right, I'm not going to put other pogs up, but there are the two other people. The three other people.
This is one day in, right?
This is your first day.
So first day. Okay. So my second drone's not ready. I was gonna say I'm posting up one of the security drones, or the one security drone that's done by the airlock.
Okay.
But I think there's more than one airlock, so.
So this is when I get in there. I'm like, is this everybody?
Is she asking that in any particular direction or just to the room?
No, I think she would ask towards the person who's obviously in control of the other side.
Um,
The secretary?
Yeah, obviously.
Cassian answers, says yes.
Okay. Hold still, and I do a quick scan. Are
The
any of them fucking ghosts?
survey scanner under the directed QACM seems to be hardened and works fine.
Yes.
You do not detect any infraworld incursion.
I don't say anything to them, but I look at Jai and I give a small, head shake, like, no, they're good. And then I sit down.
Was it
But they-
established beforehand that the head shake meant no, they're good?
Probably not.
You would have had to talk to Nemesis to create a plan first. By the way, no one in there without a plan.
It's fine.
Nemesis is making escape plans in case this is all a ruse to attack the Raza.
That sounds reasonable. How does Jai interpret the head shake then?
Oh my god.
He takes a moment to think it over, then decides that if they were actually ghosts, they'd probably be aiming to murder by now.
Yeah,
So he's
if
just
they
going to
were
shrug.
ghosts, if they were ghosts, Zoe would have done something more than shake her head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that how Jai would think?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think in this
How low
point
is
he's
Jai's opinion of Zoe?
Very.
Yeah, very low, but he's just going to shrug. It's low enough that he's not going to worry about it.
I imagine it's a very awkward silence.
Yeah.
It's not a very long silence. Once everyone sits down except for Charlie, Cassian does take command of the room.
Mhm.
He takes command of the silence. He leans forward with one hand still clasped over the other hand, balled into a fist. Says, "This is an unexpected surprise. I was only hoping to speak with the captain of the ship carrying my daughter." And my daughter walks in.
Well, you asked to see the senior staff.
Of course.
Here we are.
I should have expected no difference.
What did you want, LaRue?
To see my daughter. Or simply to ensure that she is in safe hands. You've...
I bark laughter.
Yeah, she's made a nuisance of herself.
As I would expect.
But she isn't dead yet, as you can see.
Oh, and as I have received
Insured.
report, you've traveled quite a bit, haven't you?
Mm.
So, I see you've been keeping close eyes on us. How have you been tracking us?
He looks over at Zoe. You didn't think a place... He doesn't call them loot boxes. Place safe deposits around without some signal being transmitted, did you?
No.
I'm sure you expected that. Let's sum up, shall we? Stet, Shame what happened there, but community had real promise. Resisted union negotiation right up until the Raza meted out union justice.
That tracks with what I've heard. Yes,
Which one is Stet?
that's the mining planet, the colony that we found.
Yes.
I don't remember what we did there.
Yes, neither do I. That's the point. Zoe, thank you.
No, not Zoe would remember.
Is this
I don't
Xander?
fucking remember.
No,
That's-
no.
Yeah.
In character, none of us remember what we did there because that happened before we went under.
So
Oh, okay.
to
You didn't even remember that. You didn't remember.
to GM remind, there are some things that occurred on Stet after you woke up and started
Right.
remembering things again, and that was the planet that you essentially crash landed on to avoid crash landing on the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You salvaged what was left of the mining colony there and repaired the ship enough to take off, refueled the ship to take off, and that's the last time you were on Stet after seeing all the people that were supposedly killed by the Raza.
That's also where you got your hover cycle, so you might remember
Yes.
it for that.
Right. Okay.
Cassian continues, looks directly at Zoe for this, and then Sos. It was Melody's favorite place. She loved the dance, always powerfully affected by it. What did you think of your visit? No,
Well, it was
nothing.
very.
I'm talking to
yes.
my daughter.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm
I
sorry.
realized that.
Yeah, imagine he's just
You-
ignoring Chai at
you-
this point.
You said you wanted to speak to the captain.
Well, the captain brought my daughter, didn't he? Fine. Scarab, did you have any work done? You look the same. Bit weathered, underfed. And now he does look at Jai. Is the ship feeding you well enough?
She won't stop insisting on buying all sorts of exotic foods for Ivan to cook up, so I hope so.
Oh, wonderful. Moving on. Trinita Fade. Scavenging?
Yes,
Really keeping tabs on us.
Be careful
Yeah.
of perimeter. I can't buy them.
How? We didn't. There wasn't a loot box in Trinidad Fade.
we didn't stay long enough for one anyway. Wait, no, Trinidad Fade, not
Uh-huh.
Trinidad Shade. We got it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Like I keep out of character. In character, I don't think we'd confuse the two. Out of character,
Constantly.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, we were on that planet for like 7 minutes. We didn't even
Right.
open a loot box.
Right. Shade, we did not open a loot box. Fade, we certainly did.
That's right.
That's where you got the contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually, I need to look up the details of those again because I think there was some information there that was interesting, but I can do that later.
Gave me quite a fright with Camiego. Had a heavy assault force assembled within 2 days. Before report arrived, you'd then accessed Kahuna City. Please don't go back to Camiego again. And he looks pointedly at Jai with this.
So don't tell him we hired a lot of people at Kamiega.
Wait. Was your particular problem with Kamiego itself, or what happened there?
With Camiego.
Oh, good.
Which one's Kami?
Do tell me what happened there, though.
It's the one with the mercenary fleet around it.
Later, go on with your recap.
No, Camiego is actually the one that's basically the old cowboy western with slaves.
Right.
Right.
It's the
Right,
planet
right.
where Portia Lynn tried to murder us.
Yes.
That's okay. That's the one where the ice
right.
ferret, and we have that town, maybe.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sort
that-
of. Yeah.
God, I feel like I need like a. there's heavy lore stuff going on, and I just can't remember.
Yeah,
It's really bugging me. I need
I-
like a
there-
timeline or something.
we could look at the recaps. The
I do
recaps
look
are
at the
there.
recaps. Ugh. All right.
I don't mind pausing to remind players because I mean I acknowledge it's been 40 sessions and you guys have done a lot of things that the characters are much more inclined to remember than the players. So if you need me
Right.
to pause and remind you what you did at any place, I'm perfectly cool with that.
It's like a lot's happened over the past year and a bit
Yeah.
in the real life.
Okay.
Um. Fine. Is Harry still in charge on Kos? Or not on Kos, on Kahuna in Kahuna City?
Right now, I believe he's acting as a tourist here.
Is he in House LaRue? I would love to see him.
Right? How slimy am I reading that particular phrasing?
You can go ahead and roll a Wisdom Notice check.
Okay.
Like, I think he wants to see him to murder him.
That's actually a 7, but
Um, there's no real indications that he has undertones or ulterior motives. He sounds genuine enough.
okay.
That makes sense.
I mean, probably. I'm not really I haven't really been keeping tabs on him since we put him down here.
Did we put him down here?
I thought we did.
Seemed to let him get to the
Yeah,
surface.
he's touring around.
Gotcha.
He's doing the tourist thing. While he still decides whether he wants to go back to Kos or not.
Oh, that's his decision now. He can find his own ship, probably.
Oh yeah, almost certainly, especially if he's friends with LaRue.
Yes, he I'm told he was very, 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 very fond of you.
As well he should be.
It
Lots
Jai's,
of fans on Ghost.
and I don't think Jai concealed the just sort of the okay, yeah, sure.
Cassian turns his attention to Zoe. What do you do on the ship?
Oh, engineering.
I should not be surprised.
A little bit of payroll.
Okay. And obviously some bits of trading here and there. Putting your natural talents to use.
Well, you know how it is. Get $1 million loan from your parents.
A small loan of 1 million credits.
All just assurances that you will never be left for dead wherever you go.
Well, I mean, even if I am, you'll just grow another one, right?
I would never.
Interesting.
There is only one Zoe LaRue, just like there is only one Melody LaRue.
Actually, yeah, out of character, is she even still alive?
No, she's dead.
All right. Okay.
I know you've seen the contracts on Trinita Fade. All measures taken to keep alive what will one day inherit my legacy.
Mhm. And what is your legacy, Mr. LaRue?
Mm.
This
The most prestigious town, the most prestigious city on all of Lamiera. nearly rival in influence to the exchange of light itself. And allied with the exchange of light will become an unstoppable force in the Artemis Black sector. A force for good, of course.
Bullshit! Bullshit! Sorry,
Absolute power
little-
corrupts.
little bit
Not
of a
at all.
cough there.
It's a sterile wasteland, but
Bless
As
you.
we
you
all
do
know.
you.
Well, you know, we don't have a real doctor on the ship.
Shut it, Zoe. Not the fucking time.
Hilarious though, right? I lean over and hold my hand out to Charlie to give me a high five.
Charlie will meet it with a fist bump.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad are fighting again.
Out of character, don't we actually do have doctors, just not Jai?
Yes.
We have scientists.
Yeah.
We
Who
have an
probably
all-
have doctorates.
Do any of them have their doctorate?
Yes, they do.
There we go. We have actual doctors.
And if Jai doesn't get himself on the ball,
Yeah.
Pratt will become a doctor before he reclaims his doctor.
Yeah. I don't care. This place is a fucking joke. Their certifications and degrees mean nothing to me.
Oh my god. Sounds like something that somebody who doesn't have a degree or certification would say.
Shush.
Cassian breaks the fourth wall tension and turns his attention back to Jai. And, well, actually, his gaze is encompassing both Jai and Zoe with this question. And how well armed is your ship? Are you adequately protected?
I don't make it a habit to disclose the capabilities of my ship.
I just want to
To
know that my
anyone.
daughter is safe.
It is adequately protected, then. More than most in this sector.
I'll take
Well,
your
except-
word for it.
Except for against the black ships, which are coming, you know.
The what?
Way to
That's
broach the subject.
That's
I said that I was going to get through this whole thing by just saying that to every NPC that we meet, and it's working so far.
all right. So that's a very long story.
Is it relevant?
I mean, only if you want your daughter to and your empire to survive, you know, the next.
We don't actually know how long it'll be. So next,
Amount of time. Do we in character we not know, or just
in character, it's very questionable.
Mm-hmm.
oh
Yeah, you haven't gotten a lot of good time references for any of it.
well then fuck it. Who cares? It's never gonna happen.
In order to survive the next Kalpa.
Hmm. Oh, you haven't heard about the black ships?
Actually, Kalpa might be an appropriate unit of time given what they've said. So that's actually might be more correct than.
I don't know what a Kalpa is.
So
I know what a mea culpa is.
it's basically an aeon. Basically, it's one period of between creation and recreation of the universe.
Okay, so it's a really long period of time.
Right.
Okay.
At the end of which the universe is destroyed and remade.
Gotcha. Okay. So Zoe asked, so you don't know what the black ships are, and he shakes his head.
You know about the entities on Kos? You've been there. I assume you've met some. The smoke entities?
Or the ones calling themselves the Vega.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, What exactly did you? Man, that comic book lied.
He's just been following your journeys, and that's it.
Jeez. Well, no, because
Ah,
he actually went down to the surface in the comic book, right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was vacationing there with his wife and very young daughter, like 2 or 3 years old.
So like 16 years ago.
huh.
I think I'd actually pinned it at 15 years ago, so 3-year-old daughter.
How dare you? I'm 19.
Oh.
Uh, I thought you were 18
4-year-old
now.
daughter.
You're only
Look,
18.
I'm allowed to lie my age up until I hit 23, and then I'm allowed to lie my age down. Okay.
Oh boy.
It's in the social contract.
Are these black ships a threat to March?
They're a threat to the
Maybe.
sector. They
Look.
really want to take coast and take it to heaven.
Look, suffice it to say that the black ships refer to supposed vessels carrying an army of
Interdimensional.
extra dimensional invaders from what we term the from infraspace, who intend to recreate this entire sector. It's a long story, as I
This
said.
sounds like the kind of hogwash you would read in a Kosani comic.
Yes, it does.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Since Kosani comics are, put out by the Kosani, who are run by a council that's all possessed
Choir.
by fucking interdimensional beings.
The choir may not all be possessed, but at least one of them was.
Possessed
kill us.
by what?
Oh, like I said, an extra universal entity from infraspace, calling itself the Vega.
Yeah.
Ask Harry about it. He'll tell you.
Fine.
Look,
Harry,
this.
remember anything from it?
Yeah,
Okay.
he remembers enough.
Oh, okay.
Look, this is all getting aside the point. There's more relevant things I'd like to know.
Oh. Well, like what?
What do you know of the ship's starbase? Yes, I know it's a terrible name. I didn't come up with it.
What is your interest in Starbase?
Well, we believe they raided the ship we were on before we woke up again and carried off several people who were with us on the crew. We'd like to know why. Especially since they left. You should know perfectly well.
I'm asking you a question.
One you know the answer to.
Man, we're real pains in the ass.
Cassian looks at Zoe. Are you funded well? Do you need any money?
She rolls her eyes so fucking hard. Like, hot damn. Surprised those things don't fall out. That's how hard she rolls her eyes.
Good.
You're not gonna say yet. You're not gonna say any more money.
Do you want her protected, Mr. LaRue? Because we're dealing with a situation that might be a threat to all of our lives, and by all of us, I mean my crew, including Zoe's.
And yours, if you even still care.
Well, I'm actually not sure if he's a threat in this particular situation, but you and I might be.
I assure you, no threat will come from Starbase.
Why do you say that?
You haven't answered my question.
I'm confused. Where are we?
I
What are we
asked-
doing?
I
Oh
asked
God.
my question first, Mr. LaRue. It's only common courtesy that you answer it first.
And I don't care.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Fine. I will
Mm.
deign to
Oh my God.
satisfy your.
Maybe Dane to satisfy.
How? Yeah. Can I make the jerk off motion any harder? Come
Yeah.
on, guys. The sexual tension
Your
in here.
arm's gonna go
Jeez.
off.
You take 1 point of damage from your fist hitting the underside of the table.
No, I do it above the table. Like, come on.
Fine, you take 1 point of damage from your fist hitting the top of the table.
Oh God.
You don't have to actually mark that.
Fine. I'll satisfy your peculiarities this time. It was the Raza, the starship Raza,
And
under the command of Portia Lynn.
you say you woke up on this ship.
We all did.
He looks over at Zoe with a little bit of a slippage of that facade. There is some concern showing.
Yeah, I do that thing where I point at Jai with my thumb and then point at myself with my thumb. Like us two, not like everybody.
Yeah, not these two. Us two, and a few others.
I thought you had escaped the Raza.
She was a member of the Raza's crew. I have the records if you like.
Oh, did he not know that we're on the Raza?
I would like that. Are you still flying the Raza?
It's currently in orbit. You can look.
It's our
Not many
biggest-
ships.
Hmm.
Not many ships with that profile.
I assure you I will.
Yeah, it's really weird that we haven't caught out more.
Well, technically, a ship that wants to identify, hey, is this the Raza, needs to look for that specific fitting. So, they would have to be flying around and scanning ships. Does this ship have Atmo config? Granted, they only need to do that with cruisers, but it's not something that just immediately jumps out.
Okay.
The other option, of course, is anytime you go to a shipyard, someone may recognize, oh, that looks like the Raza,
Mm-hmm.
because then there's at least visual with it.
No, we can at least make the excuse that it's meant to promote the new Delta Rain expansion.
Now you can.
Now.
Yeah. Well, sorry. In 2 days you can.
Yeah, that's true.
Then that means that you are Jairao. I had suspected.
Mm-hmm. I certainly am. Jai Rao, captain of the starship.
Zoe, what are you doing continuing to fly around? You know how dangerous it is on that ship?
Well, it's the one I'm invested in.
It's also one
I'll
of
buy
the best.
you another ship. Abandon the Raza immediately. You're still headstrong, I can tell.
And you're still a controlling asshole. Well, I assume still. You are currently a controlling asshole. I don't know what you were like before.
The best father an ungrateful daughter could ever wish for.
Mhm.
If
Oh,
so
boy.
himself.
Before, when you thought that I had done the biggest eye roll possible, you are now
Oh,
mistaken.
this sounds
No. No. I want to note this. It looks almost as if Jai and Zoe have coordinated their eye rolls. It's
I look over-
synchronized.
After I'm done doing the eye roll, I look across the table at the military secretary, and I give her this look like, "Are you hearing this shit? Like, what the fuck?"
Hopefully, it's not one of the maids.
Oh God, yeah. Let's not. Probably not a good time to bring that up.
He's clearly.
Hey, Zoe, are you ready to face your past?
Mm.
Cassian is
It's a bad
clearly doing some mental gymnastics, reconfiguring what he thought he knew, and the timeline that he thought he had put together. Fine. Yes,
You might.
I have Joey Hank and Taryn Hickstrom.
Oh, so the woman was one of yours.
I contracted her.
I take it you want to know exactly why they were. They brought a few people off the Raza and left the rest of us behind. I hope you're as curious as I am.
No. I know why they did that.
Really? Perhaps you'd like to enlighten us? The long silence is making me worry. It's a no.
He looks over at Zoe. You were deemed too much of a risk for them to bring back.
That tracks.
What, and Porcelain wasn't?
They were paid handsomely for Porcelain, as well as for Griffin Cage.
Wait, they were paid more than they would have gotten paid for me?
What am I, chopped liver?
Yes. Shut up.
Fuck.
The
Ah.
adults are speaking.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck all of this.
Excuse me, not the adults are speaking. The valuable people are speaking. Hilarious.
If you would like to know more, perhaps you'll join me at my estate and we can talk with my advisor in the situation. I may even let you utilize his services to interrogate Hank and Hickstrom further.
To clarify, before we jump into doing that, this isn't an elaborate scheme to capture Zoe and force her off the ship, is it?
He deadpan looks at Jai. Would I need to resort to that?
Yes. Probably.
Fine.
At least
It
at
is
least
not
if
an elaborate scheme to kidnap my own daughter and force her off the Raza.
good, because I want to make this very clear. I may not like Zoe, but she's a member of my crew, and I'm not having anyone else force her to do anything.
Aww.
Are we understood, LaRue?
Perfectly.
Good. We'll be at your estate. Well, I think we have a few things to do.
I have some
Just have it-
questions before we part momentarily. How did you best Porcelain?
Brave Sir Robin ran away.
Tactical
Now-
retreat.
Now, when you say that, at which point do you mean?
When you claimed captainhood of the Raza, was that before she was...
So, no, she was taken off by Starbase. We were left on board the ship in cryogenic stasis. We
Oh.
woke up, and then that would be Gianna claimed captaincy, and then she left.
So you merely fell into the role.
Unfortunately, yes. I'm a doctor. Not
anymore, you're not.
Shut up. That is
Wow.
your fault, and that
Wow.
is the fault of your restrictive, outdated idiotic restrictions on the development and progress of genetic research. It's absurd, and you know it.
Or maybe it was a simple noise complaint that caught you out.
From all the screaming.
Hold on, was it?
Are you
I don't
asking-
actually know. Yeah, I'm asking in character. Wait, was it?
That would be what it seemed like.
Hell. This planet is hell.
Yeah, it's all right.
You take your duties as a captain protecting your crew seriously?
Unfortunately.
Oh, then I hope you don't hold against me, or hold against her, my daughter's outburst. She is willful, and always has been.
Oh my god.
Um,
You pulled me in and then you immediately pushed me away. Oh my god.
believe me, it's fine. She's decent at her job. I wouldn't have another engineer. Yada 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 yada.
Decent?
High praise coming from
Decent?
Jai.
Fine. You're very good at your job, Zoe.
Thank you.
I'm telling you this now, to the disadvantage of my daughter, so that I can judge your reaction, Dr. Rao.
Thank you.
just the tiniest bit of respect. Just the tiniest bit of respect.
No,
He-
Jai
Goes straight to his head.
absolutely despises this man, but we're going. What's he going to say next?
Hang on real quick. Let me make sure I've got my numbers correct here. Let's see. Where is Jairao?
Well, there's stars without number.
He
Well,
is
this one I have to have a number,
255.
right?
I thought there were going to be no numbers involved.
Hang on real quick. He says it was your refusal, your business sense or acumen, whichever it was, with regard to my 13-year-old daughter's demands.
Wait,
It had
what?
her screaming at the top of her
Oh.
lungs and brought the Larry to your shop to investigate a noise complaint.
I am so confused. What does that even mean?
Now hold on. Let's all right. Out of character, let's walk that back because I'm trying to process it a little bit.
He is... Go ahead,
yeah,
tell me what you've pulled from that.
So
I went to Jai's shop to get something. He said no. I yelled about it, and so my dad sent a private investigator to figure out what kind of weird shit he was up to.
Nope, Larry is Lamiera Rules and Regulations Enforcement, so Larry is just the cops.
Okay. The fact
So-
that it's an actual name threw me off. I was like, what?
Yeah. I like acronyms,
right.
I'm sorry.
so Zoe went to get something. I refused, and then the cops came because they heard a kid screaming.
Oh, the cops came because people were
Complaining about
filed
kids
a
screaming.
noise complaint. Yes.
Great. So what you're saying is that the reason I lost my license was because Zoe is a horrible child.
That and you
Well,
exercised
that and the
discretion.
What? Sorry, what's that?
That and you exercised discretion.
I'm sorry, you'll have to clarify that one too.
I've seen the results of your later experiments. Had you experimented on my daughter, we would not be sitting here talking politely. You would still be alive. Probably unable to speak.
Mm. Hmm.
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention he's controlling, but also terrifying.
Great. I don't suppose you'd know what Zoe wanted from me.
The guards who were with her trying to keep her quiet, but I trust you can imagine how well that went.
Mm-hmm.
Is that around the time that my mother died?
No, Melody left us much.
No, that was a me to
Oh, okay,
GM
gotcha. No, I
because
fired.
I'm pretty sure I looked it up at one point.
Yeah, I think it was when Zoe was 5 or 7 years old.
Right.
Okay.
I could look that up if you want.
No. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to Jai to get my mom reincarnated.
Oh,
Or some weird shit.
no. He says that the guards that were with her reported back. She was shouting, "I want to be as strong as these idiots," referring to the guards, and
Oh,
as fast, but don't make me hideous like them.
Wow.
Nice.
Great. You know what? This is about the most embarrassing way to lose my license I could have thought of.
Also, I love that it's somehow my fault. It's still hilarious.
Uh,
Oh.
all right. You know what? I hate this.
I hate you.
A trip
I hate
down memory
this.
lane.
I hate all of this. I'm out.
Yeah. Fine. Can I have my license back?
Ooh, begging already? Ooh.
We might be able to
Bad
arrange
luck.
that.
I promise I'll keep your daughter safe. I've already been keeping your daughter safe. Christ.
Well,
You're not dead, are you?
I would like some stories.
Okay. Once there was a little spider.
In a more comfortable atmosphere. About Zoe.
Once there was a little Zoe.
we're not in that. We're not. No.
We're in a coffee shop. It's a pretty comfortable atmosphere.
No, we're in a safe room. That's not
Yeah.
like I assume it's starting to get a little hot in here because we got what 8 people crammed in.
Are
I
you
got
saying
good
everyone's
eggs.
hot-headed in here?
Mm.
No,
There are a large number of redheads.
the air conditioner is working overtime to compensate.
No. I'll bet.
I mean, I imagine technology for air conditioning has gotten very good.
Oh yeah.
All right. So yes, the itsy bitsy Zoe climbed up the water spout.
What?
Down
I
came the
don't.
rain and washes away out.
Yeah. Then up came the sun and dried up all the rain.
Cute.
And then the itsy bitsy Zoe climbed up the spout again. You understand what I'm going for here? You understand the metaphor?
I'm
Do I
afraid I
understand?
don't.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
Well, I guess there's no point in explaining it then.
I don't want metaphors, Dr. Rao. I just want to know what my daughter has been doing these past several months.
Harassing me.
Then you can tell me in excruciating detail over a glass of wine at my estate.
Oh, great. I'll be sure to regale you of the time she painted over my room's door with permanent fucking paint. It still hasn't been removed.
He cracks a
No,
grin.
The door has been.
The door has been, but the paint's still there
Yeah, on the door,
on the door.
which
As
is no
opposed to
longer on
attempting
your.
to repaint.
Like, I don't know what you're complaining about.
Yeah, I don't even. I'm not even in that room anymore. I know, but it's still. For the time I was, it was a thing.
God, I don't even remember what I wrote. It was like "Here lies," and then whatever that fake name I made up for you.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Was it
Wonderful.
Rajao?
This is more of this is what I want to hear.
Great. I'm glad.
Tell me
Well,
all the torments she has visited upon yourself and your crew.
Okay, great.
Oh no, the rest of the crew, they're great. I wouldn't mess with employees like that.
Yeah, just with
He
me.
raises an eyebrow. and looks at Jai. Is this true?
Have I played any pranks on anybody that wasn't?
I feel like you have, just not as big at ones.
Are your crew terrified of her?
Damn
Not
well
really.
better
No,
be.
no, they're
Oh,
not.
really? Damn
No.
it!
None of us are scared of you, Zoe.
You should be.
Nemesis
Yeah,
even texted
okay.
you.
Oh,
Zoe, I have walked into the maw of another dimension. I am not even slightly scared of you.
Man, I really gotta up my game then. Jeez.
I have spoken with burning aliens that
I've
dance their
sung
thoughts directly into the mind. Into the mind.
I've
So
sung the
I
songs off the belts of Orion.
I've seen sea beams glittering in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate.
perhaps this life of military hardship has.
No, all of these things have happened.
Have we?
These have all very distinctly happened, and
I don't care about any of that.
we know.
Zoe, you seem pleasant.
Well, what can I say? A little freedom does some people good.
yes, you can blame my tutelage for that, probably.
She looks up in the air like. She does kind of like that head shake thing where it's like, maybe.
Having someone like me to torment has done wonders for personal growth.
It's like a stress ball.
Yeah.
And you think that the life of. Clearly, you've been on the run if you've been flying the Raza. And
Actually, not really that much. It hasn't actually been that bad. We've only had what? Couple of run-ins with people. None of them have significantly harmed us.
I mean, Portia definitely still wants to kill us.
Oh, I mean, yeah. She's out there.
And then the Perimeter probably will want to kill us.
Nah, they don't. Nah, they're fine.
And then Union, we just kind of avoid, and they've been kind of avoiding us, and that sort of worked out for everyone.
Right, we haven't even. Yeah. Well, now hold on. There's that whole thing on SOS where they might be a little miffed about it if they figure out we were involved. Yeah, whatever. But no, it's been fine. We're fine.
And then, of course, there's Mercure Corp.
well, I'll
No, and then there's the black ships. They might
I'll
be
just-
miffed at us.
Yeah, and then the black ships, of course. Yes.
I'll just note that as another thing that your mother was correct about. And I should have listened to.
She wasn't a huge fan of Mercure Corp either.
No, she wanted you sent to military academy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what our ship is, a military academy. We take people and break them into shape. I run a very tight ship. Very, very demanding, very task mastery.
I can tell you're being sarcastic, but clearly something has changed about my daughter.
Yeah, I mean, a whole section of my life was stolen from me, you know?
Yeah, there was the whole mind wipe thing.
Yeah.
Mind wipe?
Had that not come up yet?
I feel like that came up the first time, but he didn't believe me.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, the mind wipe thing. How familiar are you with QEDs?
I'm familiar with the Latin.
Not terribly useful here, then. Well, it's a long story. Suffice it to say that everything prior to what would it be now? 7 months ago? Is that about right, Dex?
Yeah, about right.
Is Well, in principle, a huge blank. Though we're working on that.
Looks over at Zoe. So you don't remember you truly don't remember your life here?
Nope.
Now, it isn't to say she doesn't have access to those memories. She's just been a little reluctant to access them.
Well,
Zoe.
if it was so great, why did I leave? I don't want to find out.
You were kidnapped by the Rosa for presumably to be sold back for the ransom.
If that was the case, she would have been sold back. That's not what happened, and you know it.
No, it isn't, but I thought perhaps something had come up and the Rosa had many powerful enemies. Still does.
It's got more of them. Well, probably. Depends on how you think of it.
Including these black ships you keep bringing up?
Well, maybe. Yeah, there's always the possibility
yes.
that they're not really sure we exist. But yeah, sure, why not? Black ships.
Well, since we're trying to stop them, we are still trying to stop them, right?
Mostly hoping to foist that duty off on someone else, but we'll see.
Now, was that in character? Out of character?
Especially since the one I'm trying to foist it off on is here in the room with us. Shut up.
Does seem the one best suited to foist it off on.
Look, we've got more important things to worry about than black ships. I want to try. We need to find these starbase people. That's the most important concern.
We've got more important things to worry about than the safety of the sector as a whole.
I have Hank and Higstrom. What do you need with them now?
Again, try to determine what the situation was with us being left on the ship, why they took people where they took them, why they took Das, of all people.
Well, my interrogator can answer in more detail, but simply put, the undercover galactic mandate insisted on it.
Interesting.
And Portia Lynn was taken simply because Spectre Star Technologies paid Union for her recovery.
Okay. You are aware that the starbase left us stranded around a sun in a decaying orbit, right?
Yes, I am. I
And
also
that if
know
we
that they
hadn't...
botched their job, which is a good thing, or you would all already be dead.
What was the precise nature of their job?
To push you into that sun.
Uh-huh.
It was really hard to screw up. Sorry, I'm not there.
Yes, it does seem like we'll have a lot of good questions for them. It's fine. Was there anything else you wanted to ask us, LaRue?
I'm going to leave this meeting with more questions than I came to it with.
Good, then my job is done. Probably.
You are a most unpleasant man, Dr. Rao.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So are you.
Thank you.
Glad the feeling's mutual. I reach across the table to shake his hand in the most spiteful way possible.
he stands, reaches across to shake also, and exercises his clearly boxer's body with a firm and strong grip.
All right.
I'll do some drugs so you can shake his hand harder.
No. I roll no to know his weakness and defeat him in the
Pressure points.
in the handshake off. I haven't used the free roll one no per session thing for another skill check, and god damn it, we're on like the last 18 minutes, so might as well use it for something.
He
completely
denies you the
idiotic.
roll by ending the handshake before it can be relevant.
Lame. All right.
Well, make an appointment with Charlotte here, and I'll have Mr. Sage brief you on what he has already learned, and if you need his services to dig deeper, I will pay for his continued contract.
There is one thing I'd like to ask.
Do tell.
Great. Can you get Galactic Mandate to keep off our backs? Is that a thing you can do?
As long as we don't do too much crime.
Well, we haven't been doing much of any crime.
I know, it's been all right.
I'll
Actually, by
explore some
rubber-
options.
Have we done
Terrific.
any crime?
I mean, we've done things that are like. Hey, is that an in-character question or an out-of-character question?
Out of kid.
Out of character,
Oh
technically,
yeah, no, we
yes.
robbed that place. Yeah, that's right.
We
robbed
yeah,
that
we
place.
did rob that place, and then going down to Trinita Shade and taking a Trin off is also illegal.
Right.
That's
So, yeah, we've done-
illegal from perimeter, not so much for Galactic Mandate.
Right. Right, but we also agreed to kind of pick a fight with Galactic, or not with Galactic Mandate, but with Perimeter.
Yeah.
And, fuck those guys, so. Whatever. Is there anything else we actually need to do? Is there anything else anyone wants to ask him? Lisa, you're here. What do you have any questions for Mr. LaRue?
Oh yes, let's listen to the GM talk to the GM for another half an hour.
Yeah, he's got 15 minutes.
Just start monologuing.
You do like your news articles, don't you, Dex?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Lisa suggests that well, she asks him if he would be willing to be interviewed at a later date, preferably, at the estate when the rest of you are meeting with him. And he agrees.
Perfect.
I believe that concludes our meeting.
Terrific.
It's been a real meeting.
Oh, now, if you excuse me, you wouldn't happen to know where Magnus Snow lives, would you?
Who?
Yeah, that's about what I thought. Don't worry, I'll track her down.
Very well. Would you like to leave first, or shall we?
Uh,
I think we
I'm
should
going
do
to
it.
peek under the table really quickly.
What is Jay looking for?
Just see if there's any tape recorders taped on the bottom or anything.
There are no visible
Really?
tape recorders.
Okay.
You think it would be that obvious?
Yes, probably. I don't think it really matters that much, but just double checking.
Hmm.
All right. You may go.
Thank you.
Fucking dismissing him.
He motions to the guards and to the woman who you've now heard identified as Charlotte. Actually, that is a question I should have asked. Is that how Zoe pronounces the name of her? What was it? A gun?
Yep.
Is it Charlotte or Charlotte?
No, it's Charlotte.
Okay.
You know what? Here is something I want to roll for.
Okay.
Just in the last few minutes, because it's pieces of information. Might as well get what I can. Tell me about this Charlotte person. Tell me, Dex.
Also, is there somebody named David?
I get to re-roll that
Or
one.
Daniel. Is anybody named Daniel?
Doesn't appear to be anybody named
Nope.
Daniel.
I didn't make it. But
Oh.
I've got a reroll, so whatever. Tell me.
What exactly are you trying to overcome with this esoteric knowledge?
Oh, I'm just piecing together information on the staff this guy brought with him. I don't think he would have brought this woman with him if she wasn't capable in some fashion and very dangerous. So I'm identifying a possible risk in the future.
All right. Let me take a second to just make sure I'm not giving you too much power with this. Okay. So long as it's relevant to the current scene, doesn't have to be achieving any kind of objective or goal. Just piece of information the normal person would have no way of knowing about a subject you choose.
Yep.
Should be useful in the current scene, though indirect. And I think that you've qualified it for that. So, one thing that that Jai is noticing is let's see, where was it? They come in as Zaraza. There was okay. Sorry if they come in as Leith. They came in as Leith. Charlotte appears to be suffering some of the same kind of symptoms that Jai is seeing on both Charlie and Nemesis. And since he has two reference points from two different people who are reacting differently but similar, he can fairly well conclude that she has recently been cybernetically enhanced. And to give a little bit more detail, that appears to be something relating to eyes as well as to mental reception. Jai would hazard a guess that she has the panspectral optics as well as a ghost talker transceiver.
Okay. Good to know. So she's a cybernetically enhanced not well, what was the term I was looking for? Something. Ugh.
If it helps, I'll start throwing words out.
Yes.
She does also look like she's a bodyguard. She's clearly not just a note taker, receptionist type person.
Sure.
She is also militarily trained and probably as capable as any of them in hand-to-hand combat.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's good to know.
Okay.
If we ever have to deal with her, we'll know she's enhanced and has the ghost talker.
Yep.
Oh well.
That's something.
Yep. All right. Once they're gone, are they gone?
Yeah, they leave.
Perfect. Zoe, your father is still a prick.
Look, I don't know why you guys want to keep talking to him. I was fine not.
Yeah. Well, at least we know where the Starbase people are, and hopefully he doesn't, despite him saying he wasn't going to, hopefully he doesn't attempt to kidnap you and murder the rest of us.
I mean, yeah, that would kind of suck.
Yeah, it would, especially for me. All right. Well, let's just plan to let's plan to deal with it, and then hopefully get off this planet without him harassing us any further. I've no interest in dying, and I've no interest in seeing you dragged back here to live the rest of your life as a captive princess. All things said, it would be a waste of your talents, much as I am loath to admit it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that was practically a compliment.
I know.
Anyway, I suppose the Grand Market's still probably open. Let's go see if we can make a few purchases, and then head back to the ship for the evening.
Can I have a little grab tank as a treat?
We have an ATV at home.
Come on.
ATV at home.
You have a car that is basically a grab tank.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
Can I buy like an RC miniature grab tank? Is
Yes,
that possible?
you can. Yeah. It won't have the grab tank armor. It'll obviously just be an RC grab tank.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, you could also just probably make one. On the
Yeah,
ship.
no, I totally could, but I want it to
Right.
look manufactured. I want the
That being said, could we buy like a drop pod here? Upgrade our cargo lighter to a drop pod, since apparently they're the exact same mass and they're the exact same thing. It's just drop pods up armored and stealthed.
ooh.
That's something that the GM will need to think about the logistics of. Technically, House Belmont, which is yes, you did, Knox. Which is the house controlling the shipyard or light rider platform. Technically, LaRue can't tell them what to do, and constructing an armored and stealth drop pod on a ship is something that most planetary governments would refuse to do for personal safety purposes. It's something that you'd want to get done basically at the Nox is the only place that you could have easily and reliably had that done. No longer an option now, obviously.
Damn it.
But
Nox got next, as it were.
That's pretty terrible.
Sorry.
But that's still something I'd like to think about. What kind of influence LaRue could exert to make that happen, and present that as an option for you guys if you want to jump through whatever hoops that entails. All right, so Cassian, can Cassian influence for a drop pod?
Okay. It's not too important, I don't think. Especially since we already have the Marauder. But you never know.
Yeah, the one disadvantage of the drop pod is that it would take the place of your cargo lighter. And so if you ever were at a planet who was basically like, no, you can't drop that here, and you can't bring even a shuttle with weapons down, then you'd be limited to whatever.
Drop pod does not necessarily need to have weapons on it. It can have weapons on it.
Okay, that's true. That's fair. I'll keep that in mind. There is one more thing that I want to do before we close out for the day, and that is that as you guys are on your way to the Grand Market, Lisa holds up a finger and slows as you're walking, and motions you over to a quiet corner of the street as she starts looking over her data slab. And she says, well, I'm not sure how valuable this is to you now, but I got that information from Oops.
Oops.
Office of Oversight and Public Safety.
Oh my god, of course it is. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
That is citywide surveillance in almost every city, and they lovingly refer to the videos or the reports that it generates as oops tracks. Otherwise, they're just Ovid when you're referring to uh, Ovid tracking.
Of course it is.
So she says that her contact came through. Oops, there we go. Actually, I'll just leave that in there. You can see the flavor anyways. Chase. Well, okay. First of all, the woman that teleported Joey Hank and Taryn Hickstrom. You already know that she was working for Cassian. She is Erica Sadler, also known as Chase. She's a convicted felon serving consecutive lifetime sentences, 300 years at sentencing, with option for early parole. Apparently, she's working with the Galactic Mandate, tracking down escaped convicts, and she is very good at her job, to the point of being something of a myth among the rare Galactic Mandate escapee, the boogeyman bounty hunter that always gets her target.
Uh-huh. What did you say she was in prison for?
The well, my guy didn't say, and I don't even see any records except that she's a current prisoner with at Hyperion Station.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yet she got pulled over here for those two.
oh, she apparently takes a lot of jobs from, or does a lot of work for Galactic Mandate. With what we saw in that video, if she's the one teleporting, then I suppose we can guess why. Anyways, she surrendered herself to Larry, that's the Lamiera cops, on the 15th of March, and was picked up by Galactic Mandate on the 18th. She's gone.
Unfortunate.
Her,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Her targets are probably, well, we know that as long as Cassian's not lying to us, they're at House LaRue. Ovid tracked her walking alone through the gates of House LaRue on the 15th, and she was only there for an hour before Ovid also identified her walking back out.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it's interesting information, and it may come up in the future. Good job, Lisa.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see now. Let's just get some shopping done and then get back to the ship. I desperately need a nap after that nonsense.
All right, and with that, we'll go ahead and end the session.
Wait, no, Dex. Did you not want to hear what I want to buy?
Oh.
Say no.
Do I?
Do I? Do you?
Let's go ahead and hear it.
Is it a grav tank?
It better not
no,
be a grav tank.
it was not going to be a grav tank.
Damn it, Meowkin.
But now I'm wondering, is it possible to make an android that's a mecha?
It is not.
Yeah, you just put the android into the human the controls for a mecha are.
But can you build the mecha itself as a sapient thing?
The technology for building mechs as they're known is pre-tech, and it hasn't been able to be recovered or rediscovered since the Scream.
So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
What is the practical difference between a mech that's sapient and a mech that contains somebody that's sapient?
I
And
would.
no, this is for Chai. This is not for you. It's not for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jai,
Uh,
I'll go back to the
sure.
portal.
Integrated. So if you integrate the systems, there's less points of failure.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it means
So-
you can't remove the android from the mech.
Well, I mean, if you weld the doors shut, you can't remove the android from the mech.
That's a good point. I'll consider that.
Okay.
No. More seriously.
This is a deep philosophical question.
More seriously. Let's see. You said it was 15,000 for a crew android?
Mhm.
All right.
A
And
ship
it
android?
was yeah, ship android, and then 3 times the normal cost for typical androids. Or for the typical robot turned into a VI.
Yeah, for any of the expert systems that are turned into VI androids, it's 3 times the cost listed in the book.
Okay. Let me see how many janitor bots I can buy and see if I can drown my enemies in them. But no, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. Or is it?
I don't think that's crazy is really a valid reason that any of us believe for why Jai wouldn't do something. Anytime you say that's crazy, we think, all right, that means he's gonna do it.
You make a compelling argument.
Not on purpose.
As well.
No. Get me. Fetch me. Let's purchase
Rubbery.
Let's say 3 civilian security bots, not VIs, just the standard security bots.
Roger.
As VI?
No, not just the standards. Then we'll get we'll say
Look, I wanted a battalion of grav tanks. He's hiring an actual battalion.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
it's not a battalion of grav tanks.
we'll say 2. We'll say 2. No, let's make it 3 crew androids.
Man, this talking to about, protecting me, it really got to you.
Yeah, if you want to think of it that way. I wish I could buy a heavy warbot, but I don't think they'll sell them to me.
They will not.
Yeah, lame.
Zoe might be able to finagle something with her
Yeah.
special gifts.
We'll just plan on stealing them from that one place next, because I think we're all agreed that's where we're going next. So yeah, three crew androids, three standard civilian security bots, non-VI. We'll grab three janitor bots, AIs. Those ones will be virtual intelligences.
All right, 3 VI janitors or janitor
Yep.
janitor VI.
Yep. And then 1 standard repair bot, non-VI.
All right.
Are you buying these with the ship funds?
No, I'm buying these with my funds.
Oh, okay.
Great. He's gonna mutiny. Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm not mutinying. I'm securing the ship against mutiny.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that actually makes more sense.
All right. So let me get that out there for you.
So So what were the rules on hacking non-sentient androids again?
Hmm.
Not something I'm actually gonna
On other
investigate.
subjects, posted is a picture of Erica Sadler. For those curious, it did come with Lisa's report.
Wait, where's the picture?
And 1220.
Oh, yeah, in the place that you could look if you were playing the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Why would you not look there? Why would you not be looking there already?
Yep.
I have my reasons.
Are they good reasons?
No,
Oh, okay, well, fine.
The VI is more advanced than the non-VI, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you got more advanced janitors and you got security.
Yep. Look at it. So at least from what Dex explained to me, I can make those janitors wield weapons because they're the Android versions. Is that correct? It's
Yeah.
just they're not very good at it.
Yes, it is.
he doesn't want them to be good. He wants them to increase the volume of fire.
Right. It's like playing Imperial Guard in Warhammer 40K. It's the same principle.
Doesn't matter if you have one guy that can shoot really well. If you have 70 guys who can't shoot at all.
Right.
All right. Well, with that extra purchasing shopping spree, I will go ahead and pull up the stream ending screen.
Mhm.